welcome to YAC TV. We've got, for the third season now, I believe, Tyler, if that's correct, live Dexter Bearcat football from Charles Bland Stadium here in Dexter, Missouri. I'm Ed Gargis alongside this year Jeff Bush. Jeff, welcome to the broadcast. Looking forward to having you on board. Going to have a lot of fun this year.
Thank you, Ed.
So we're about 12 minutes, a little less than 12 minutes from kickoff, inaugurating the 2011 high school football season. A lot of expectations coming into this game. It's always an exciting game between the St. Genevieve Dragons and our home team, the Dexter Bearcats. St. Genevieve, Jeff, as we're well aware, is going to come here with a spread offense. They're going to have about 5 options every time, or targets every play. Coming back with about everybody that started last year. I think 18 out of 22 starters or positions are returning this year. And so St. Genevieve's got a lot of expectations for themselves, coming off back-to-back losing seasons. A lot of times now, Dexter, though, coming off one of its best seasons in the past year. A lot of skilled positions returning at quarterback, both running backs, both wide receivers, all seniors with the exception of Chase Young, who's the returning junior. Last year as a sophomore, the fastest man pound for pound in pads on the football field for the Dexter Bearcats. Expect to see a lot of speed out of him in the returns, as well as when he gets open in the flat, as well as cutting across the middle on that on those pass plays. So looking forward to a lot of action tonight, a lot of offense, I believe. We saw last week in the Jamboree, Dexter offense looked very efficient, put up across that goal line quite a few times and stuff. So, well, I'm getting the cue here, Jeff, from Tyler. We're going to take a quick break and have an interview with a pregame interview with Coach Pixley, and we're going to return and talk a little bit about that.
And we're here pregame with Coach Aaron Pixley of the Dexter Bearcats. And Coach Pixley, this is your season opener. Of course, the guys been looking forward to this all summer, been preparing for a very tough opponent, St. Genevieve, and a team you beat out in the Class 3 regionals last year. You played them twice last year. You both split in the season last year. So it's a very common opponent. You're familiar with them. What's going to be the plan going in with St. Genevieve, and what do you expect of the Dragons coming in?
Well, we know they have most of their football team back. They have more kids back than we do. It's going to be a tough matchup. So either way you go, they're tough. Every year we play them, and typically it's a pretty good football game. I know early last year, the first game they kind of took it to us pretty good, and we managed to win that game in the playoffs and move on against them. But they're a very good football team. They look a little more aggressive from their Jamboree film from this year. Obviously, they will be. I believe they have like 18 or 19 positions back on their football team. So. Very good. So we have an unproven defensive line, so I'm curious to see how we match up there. Last year our defensive line was pretty dang good. So, but so we do have some players back that played in that game, and so we've been preparing for them, and they know what they do, and they're just very tough to stop. So we're going to have to play very well on offense and. Move the football on them and get first downs and score because they're capable of scoring from anywhere on the field. So we're going to have to play very well to beat this team.
Sure, and quarterback Brandon Weiler coming back for the Dragons, and they like to go 4 or 5 wide a lot, spread it out, and isolate those receivers to get some good matchups. So that's one position you're definitely going to have to look out for too, is the quarterback.
Well, definitely, and he does a great job not only throwing the football, but he does a good job of keeping plays alive if the pocket breaks down on him. He's very, very fast. He's probably their fastest athlete, and and then he's got good receivers that catch the football. So and their offensive line are very, very adept in pass blocking. So, but really, so we've got to make sure we stop the run. If so we allow them to run the football on us, then that makes it twice as hard to defend the pass. So we got to be good in the run game and put some pressure on him. A lot of times he's catching the football and getting rid of it. It's very hard to sack the quarterback in that offense, but we've got to find a way to put some pressure. So, it's very difficult offense to stop.
And speaking of your offense, you return a lot of key players on offense. Cody Stevens, of course, back at quarterback. And you've got Josh Overall going to be running out of the backfield. Tyler Miller Chase Young on the outside as receivers again. So you got a good core of players on the offensive end coming back, and you know you're going to have to score some points to keep up with the Dragons. So that's at least an advantage coming in that you got a familiar offense on the field.
Right, you know, and so we got two tailbacks that basically rotate about every other play, and overall Nick Summers, you know they've been there. You know, they're there all year long last year. You know, Cody Stevens, is a very good quarterback for us, and you know, obviously the two receivers you talked about, we got them. You know, hopefully we can stay healthy there. We're a little banged up right there right now, but you know, and then we've got 3 starters back on the offensive line, so we should be able to execute some. But you know, you said it. You know, you've got to be able to score some points against these guys because you know they're very good at getting the ball down the field and putting points on the board. So you know, so we just can't. So we have to execute, make plays on offense, and we can't give up big plays on defense. And you know as well as I do, that's kind of the story of our life around here. You know, if something breaks down, it's probably a big play from a defensive standpoint. And so we got to force St. Gen to march the football down the field. We cannot allow them to come out and 2 plays later they're in the end zone. So we got to force them to move it, and so we just have to run the ball effectively and throw the ball effectively on offense, and just make sure we pick up their blitzers. They're going to blitz quite a bit, and so we just have to make plays, you know, all the way around. You know, and no one ever talks about special teams, Tyler. You know, I mean, special teams are very, very important, and we got to be sound there too.
All right, we're looking forward to it. St. Genevieve and Dexter tonight. Back to you guys.
And we're back, Jeff, as we just hear the stadium get a little loud. The Bearcats are on the field now, coming through the tunnel. Getting ready to step out on the field for a few warm-ups here. We've got about 5 minutes just over before we have our first kickoff this season. So as we heard Coach say, we know what we're going to do. It's just going to be a matter of whether or not we can stop it or not.
Yes, Ed. St. Genevieve is a big play offense. Last year they put 467 total yards in against the Dexter Bearcats, scored 41 points, beat the Dexter Bearcats 41-25. It was a very offensive game last year, over 800 yards in total offense and 66 points scored. So I expect much of the same tonight. St. Gen is not really a running team. They're a spread offense, as you mentioned earlier. They run the ball 24 times last year for 32 yards. That's 1.3 yards per carry. That's not real impressive. But when you can spread and throw like they do, you don't have to run the football.
Absolutely, and we talked on the lunch hour today, Tyler and I did about last year. I believe the Dexter Bearcats spotted, for all practical purposes, 18 points, because I think on our first offensive possession there was a turnover on the first play. They scored a big touchdown on their first offensive. So I think it was 18-0, about 3 to 4 minutes to get into the ball game. And then we came back and pretty well won the last 3.5 quarters of the ball game. But a team like this, as Coach Pixley said, you know, we cannot give up the big plays on defense. And so there it was. Okay, it was 14 points instead of 18 points. But either way, you know, we can't give up the big play on an offense like St. Genevieve has.
You're exactly right. St. Genevieve scored 14 points in the first quarter, 13 in the second quarter, 6 in the third quarter, and 8 in the fourth quarter for a total of 41 points. And we've got to slow that offense down.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a quick break here, or not take a break, but we're going to show you the starting lineups for our Dexter Bearcats, and we'll be back with about a minute to go before kickoff.
Cody Stevens, 7. I'm a senior from QB and DB.
Josh Overall, number 30, senior, running back, linebacker.
Alex Cliff, number 43, senior, running back, linebacker.
Tyler Miller, number 4, senior, wide receiver, defensive back.
Chase Young, number 3, junior, wide receiver, defensive back.
My name's Jake Lee, number 88, senior, play tight end and defensive end.
Jacob Stevens, number 53, senior, center, defensive tackle.
Dylan Aaron, number 52, junior, offensive line and linebacker.
Brandon Moore, number 55, senior, right guard and defensive tackle.
Zach Lacey, 78, senior, defensive tackle, offensive tackle.
Theo Gall, number 63, senior, left tackle, defensive tackle.
Dylan Heflin, number 66,
senior, left guard, defensive tackle.
Joseph Lovins, 54, senior, offense and defensive line.
My name's Jake Lee, number 88, senior, play tight end and defensive end.
Alex Cliff, number 43, senior, running back, linebacker.
Josh Overall, number 30, senior, running back, linebacker.
Nick Summers, number 33, senior, running back, linebacker.
Garrett Ray, number 5, senior, wide receiver, defensive back.
Dalton Putnam, number 20, senior, wide receiver and defensive back.
Cody Stevens, 7, I'm a senior, QB and DB.
Tyler Miller, number 4, senior, wide receiver, defensive back.
And Jeff, there we see the captains out on the field. This year captains, or at least for the first game for our Dexter Bearcats, number 4, Tyler Miller, number 33, Nick Summers, number 7, Cody Stevens, and number 55, Brandon Moore. All seniors, all with a lot of playing experience from their sophomore year up. A lot of good leadership out there for our Bearcats this year.
Well, it will be interesting to see who really steps up as the true leaders as the season goes on, but they are definitely going to need someone to step up and be a leader on offense and defense to keep these Bearcats motivated and keep them in the game.
Absolutely. We've seen over the last 3 years, Aaron Mace, a huge cheerleader on the sidelines, especially out on the field in that defensive position, and so he's going to be sorely missed and hard to replace. There we see Dexter's going to receive the kick. So this year's kickoffs were being brought to you by Rainey Mathis Funeral Homes in Dexter and Bernie. They're dedicated to providing services to the families of Southeast Missouri with care and compassion. They serve every family in our community with great pride. They're able to offer a wide range of services to meet your family needs and customs. They will listen to you and your wishes to help plan a celebration consistent with your expectation. Rainey Mathis will take the time to plan every detail and to help to relieve the burden on your family during your time of loss. Visit Rainey Mathis Funeral Homes online at mathisfuneralhomes.com. And there we see looks like Coach Sneed giving final instructions to the kickoff or the receiving team. Our Bearcats are fired up. A lot of emotion coming out of the sideline there. You see the crowd on their feet. Everybody's excited as we're ticking down here. The clock has stopped. It's set. We're ready for a kickoff. Just sitting, waiting for St. Genevieve to line it up and put this season in motion, Jeff.
Chase Young is deep. He returned 20 kickoffs last year for 401 yards, an average of 20.1, and had a long return of 44 yards.
And last year, as a sophomore, like I said earlier, he was the fastest Bearcat pound for pound in pads. So I'm sure I would expect that they might be trying to kick it a little bit away from him over to number 45, Jonathan Foles. And here we go. Okay, there we go.
Cody Nelson received the kick.
And Cody, an outstanding two-sport athlete last year, did not play football. Very, very skilled basketball player and an excellent baseball player. Represented the United States and Puerto Rico on a baseball team this summer. And Coach Pixley was excited to have an athlete of his caliber return to the gridiron for him this year. And there we see Cody Stevens, our senior quarterback, bringing in the first play.
Looks like the Bearcats will start at about the 20.5-yard line.
Okay. From the shotgun. Hand out there to Josh Overall as he gets outside into the flat for a gain of about 4.5 yards. So it'll be a 2nd and 5 for the Bearcats. Great carry there by Josh Overall. Way to see that defense and get in the open field for a good positive gain.
Josh Overall was the leading carrier last year. He rushed for 150 times for 803 yards. And an average of 5.1 carries and had a long of 55 yards.
And that was, I believe he was out for a game or two or part of a game or two because of a spider bite in his calf that left a hole in his calf for about the size of a quarter for a couple of weeks.
Yes, he was.
Cody tries to get it to Chase Young. Well defended by number 22, Rowe of the St. Genevieve Dragons. Incomplete pass. That'll reset. Will drop back, be 3rd and 5 from the 25 for our Bearcats.
Yeah, the coverage was good. He had to throw the ball high. That was about the only place he could throw the ball safely.
Both Chase and Cody, very quick players, but they're not a lot of stature to them. And so, but you won't find more drive or more dedication or will in any two young men on the field than what you see in Chase and Cody. But on a rollout in the pass play, it's going to be a little bit of a hindrance this year, not having that stature over to see over those large defensive linemen and linebackers. There we go. Oh, nice defense there by the Dragons.
Yeah, that was number 43. It looked like Caton Gilu.
So that's going to be a loss of about 11 yards. So we're going to have now 4th and 16 from the 14-yard line. We should see Tyler Miller back there. It looks like he is lining up to punt. He'll stand about a yard deep in the end zone.
Tyler averaged 30.3 yards per kick last year and had a long kick of 45 yards.
And in the air, end over end, received by number 28 for the Dragons, that being Tyson Roth. Good couple of cutbacks there for a gain of about 5 after the catch. So the St. Genevieve Dragons are going to line up in the Bearcat 40-yard line to begin their season.
Yeah, they're going to have great field position here on their first possession. The Bearcats are really going to have to really get tough here.
Absolutely. With the team and an offense like the St. Genevieve Dragons have, you certainly don't want to make it a short field as we have just done with all the different options that they're going to have. There you see, you know, they got 5 receivers out, three low and 2 at the top. Quarterback all alone in the backfield. And he takes it right up the middle, and he gets a lot of speed they were talking about for a first down. Gain of about 12, maybe 13 yards. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Bearcat 26-yard line.
Yeah, Brendan Weiler is probably the fastest kid on their team, and we're spread so thin there that he had all day to run.
Absolutely. You know, the gaps are big between the linemen. Then you get the linebackers spread out across the field covering all the receivers. A lot of room for that speed. Inside handoff there. 2 missed tackles by the Bearcats. And number 33.
Jacob Billings, touchdown.
So 2 offensive plays for the Dragons, and they're up 6-0 with 10:03 to go here in the ball game.
As we talked about in the
first quarter.
As we talked about earlier, St. Gen really didn't run the football last year. They had 32 yards total offense on the ground, and they start off with the first 2 plays.
And got 40 yards.
Absolutely.
They'll line up, it appears, for the kick. Kicked by number 13, Luke Palmer, 5'11" junior. Good rush. Kicks wide to the right. So with 10:03 to go here in the first quarter, St. Genevieve Dragons on top, 6-0. Want to remind you, Dexter Pizza Company is now under new ownership and have returned the classic recipes. A lunch buffet is available daily along with the popular cookie dough pizza, and now offering chicken wings also. Dexter Pizza Company is offering a carryout special for Bearcat fans during each YHC televised game. Free breadsticks with the purchase of a large pizza. Call 573-624-0055 to order or visit them on Business 60. Dexter Pizza Company, some great pizza there, Jeff. Really glad they're back open, and those classic recipes are something else.
Yes, they are. Well, Ed, looks like we got a good crowd for this opener tonight. The Weather Channel said at game time we'd have 80-degree temperatures with a light breeze, and I believe we've got it.
It is a beautiful night, especially for high school football. We've got Cody Neldon and Chase Young deep again for the Bearcats. And there's the kick again over to Cody Neldon's side. As he sets up the wedge there straight up the middle. He breaks the speed, then the tackle. He's brought down at the 30, so a nice return there by Cody. The Bearcats are going to set up on their 30-yard line to have 1st and 10. 9:57 to go here in the first quarter.
Well, the Bearcats are just going to have to reload, shake off the touchdown, concentrate on the offensive possession here, and get something going.
Absolutely. A lot of time left here in this ball game. They don't need to let themselves get down or get set back because of that quick early score by the Dragons. They proved last year they could spot them and come back and play with them. So let's just get it going on right here and see what can happen. Inside handoff to Josh Overall. Little dangerous there as he switched hands after the first hit, but he's able to hang on to that for a short gain of about 1.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if he lost it on the handoff or if he was switching hands, but the ball was definitely in motion.
Nick Summers in for the play with the play as Cody Stevens tells his team what he wants to see happen. 2nd and 9 from the 31. Summers in the backfield as he tries to break free. He gets out wide. Needs to get around number 6. Can't quite do it. Great tackle. Open field tackle by Dan Lurk for the Dragons, but a gain of about 6. So it's going to be 3rd and 3 from about the 37-yard line for the Bearcats. 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Nick Summers carried the ball 124 times last year for 727 yards and averaged 5.9 yards every time he touched the football.
And I see Josh Overall back in the game now. We'll see he and Nick Summers alternating the plays in a lot this evening, keeping fresh legs out on the field for Coach Pixley. And here's our first flag of the season.
Looks like one of the St. John linemen lined up off sides.
See if we can catch the call here. Offsides, there you go. Nice call, Jeff. That'll be a gain of 5, so should be a first down for the Bearcats and they'll reset 1st and 10 at the Bearcat 42-yard line. Looking down, we can see Dr. Gibbon there on the sideline along with Corey Blocker. Alan Hedrick always has a lot of fun down there spotting plays and spotting tackles for Coach Pixley, and Brett Dorton on the stats. Cody back, looks to pass, tucks it, tries to get outside. He's strung out, ducks his shoulder, bounces off a couple, and winds up with a gain of about 6. As he's finally brought down at the 49-yard line of the Bearcats. So great hard run there by Cody Stevens, our senior quarterback.
Well, that was a good 2nd and 3rd effort. They had him probably 5 yards back, and he didn't give up. You can really see the time that he spent this summer in the weight room strengthening. It really paid off.
Absolutely. So the Bearcats early on having some success in this second drive with the run, as Cody has rolled out a couple of times but has chosen to keep it on the ground. And here we go, back to Josh Overall, straight up the middle, good hard run, bouncing off tackles, brought down by 6, fumble on the play, recovered by St. Genevieve. So Josh Overall with a good hard run of about 9 yards, but then he coughed it up on that second hit, and it recovered by the Dragons, and they'll have 1st and 10 from their 35-yard line with 7:37 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, the Bearcats are going to have to protect the football. St. John we've already established they have a very powerful offense, and we can't help them.
Absolutely. We talked in the pregame about having a lot of seniors across the board, but as I look at their starting lineup, there's only 3 seniors on that defense, so a lot of juniors and a sophomore making a big impact for the Dragons early in the game. Got 3 wide on the top, lone setback with the quarterback. There you go. It looks like he's going to hand up, but he always keeps it. Winds up a lot of speed, gets outside for a quick gain of about 1. Ball stays in play. Great job there by the Dexter Bearcats stringing that play out, keeping him in bounds and not letting him get much of a gain.
Yeah, that tackle there was made by number 5, Garrett Ray. Really good pursuit. They didn't give up. They followed the football, and good pursuit there.
Absolutely. That's about the 3rd time they run that play. That quarterback hangs on that ball, almost 2 guys carrying it to the line of scrimmage. And then he sees at the last second where the hole's going to be, and he either hands it off or keeps it. Very difficult for the defense to react to a play like that.
Yes, it is.
And here's the pass across the middle in the slot.
Incomplete.
Looked like it was a catch, and but did not advance the ball, and ball on the ground, and the referees they're calling the ball incomplete. So it'll be 3rd and 8 from the Dragon 37-yard line. So again, nice pass there. Good defense, but it's awful hard to defend against that slot pass.
Brendan Weller threw in the good coverage, but he threw it. He threaded the needle. He threw it right on the money. His receiver just couldn't hang on.
That's just good quick hit, hard hit there by that Bearcat too. Wrapping up those arms, bringing them down, preventing that Dragon from hanging on to the ball out after the catch. And there's another pass, roll out to the flat. Great catch. As the ball was a little bit behind number 6, Dan Lurk. But he's able to spin around, come back for it, and he looks to have a first down as he advanced out to the Dragon 48-yard line.
Yeah, that was a great athletic effort there by Lurk. He changed direction, spun around, done 180, caught the ball, and still gained yards. But
so
it looks like there's a penalty on the field.
Okay, so no first down. The penalty's going to go against the Dragons. That's their second. And I was looking at the Bearcats sideline. I apologize. I didn't catch the call. They're going to back it up 5 yards. So reset 3rd down. It's going to be 3rd and about 13, 3rd and 12. 13 according to the scoreboard from the Dragon 32. Let's see if this Bearcats can come up with a stop this time.
6:38 left in the first quarter. 6-0 St. Genevieve.
Weiler the lone back, but he looks to go straight up the middle again. He had success early first drive, but no doing this time. Now that the Bearcats have had a couple of look at that play, they've defended it very well the last couple of times.
You know, Ed, that's awfully slow developing, and the linebackers now are staying home and watching for that, and they were all over him.
Absolutely. So that brings up 4th and 12, or 4th and 13, no gain for the Dragons. Tyler Miller is back deep to the receive in the event of the punt. And it looks like Brendan Weiler will be the punter for the Dragons as well. Ball away, and Tyler underneath. Corrals it in, looks to come to the near side. There we go, he turns the sideline, brought down at the Dragon 45, but there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, it was an illegal block, Ed, by number 43, Alex Cliff. Blocking the back, actually.
There you go, blocking the back against the Bearcats, so that's going to bring the return back.
Yeah, that's going to be very painful, Ed. That's going to pin the Bearcats back deep in their own territory.
Looks like they're going to line up at about their 29-yard line. Yes, it will be just shy of the 30-yard line. So the Bearcats reset their third offensive possession of the game, start at their 29-yard line. A lot of good things we saw in that second drive. Just came up short with the fumble. And so looks like we got a timeout on the field.
I thought it was an official timeout, but...
Okay, so with that timeout, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching live Dexter Bearcat football on YHC TV.
At Allen Christian and Dexter, you'll like the way we do business for many reasons.
We make the buying experience simple with a large selection of Buicks and GMCs to choose from.
We offer quality pre-owned vehicles priced to fit any budget. No gimmicks, guaranteed.
Shop us any day, anytime, here in Dexter or online at allenchristian.com.
We service what we sell with one of the most experienced service departments in the Heartland area. Selection, price, experience, family owned for over 53 years. Allen Christian Buick GMC, Dexter.
Looks like the doctor has ordered some medical equipment for you to use at home. I've arranged for We Don't Care Equipment Company.
You know, as a patient, you have rights. Most importantly, your right to choose who provides your medical equipment needs. So when you find yourself in this situation, you should be offered a list of providers to choose from. Then you'll receive a higher grade of home care when you choose A+ medical equipment. If you'd like to know more about patient rights, call us toll-free or visit us on the web at aplusmedequip.com.
And we're back as we see the Dragons coming back out onto the field. Bearcats already there.
Yeah, it is going to be real interesting to see if the Bearcats can overcome the penalty here and stay focused and string together a drive.
We got Nick Summers in the backfield. He'll be the lone setback. Also see number 43, Alex Cliff there. Dumps it off to Alex in the flats. He can miss around a tackle, breaks a tackle, gets free, cuts back up the middle. Nice tackle there by two Dragons, but not until there's a gain of 6 by Alex Cliff. So nice run after the catch by the senior Alex Cliff for a 2nd and 4 situation now for the Bearcats.
Yeah, there was some very good blocking. He took his time. He was patient. He followed his blockers, and that's what you're supposed to do when you catch the football, Ian.
And Coach Pixley and our senior quarterback Cody Stevens done a great job in the first couple of drives and setting that up, as this time Cody rolled out, but he was poised enough to wait for the defense to collapse on him and then dump the ball upfield to Alex. And there we go, Nick Summer close to the first down. So he's brought down right at the 39-yard line.
This is a situation, Ed, if he uses his left foot, it's going to be a first down. If he uses his right foot, it's not going to be.
Absolutely. There you see the line judge there marking it with the nose of the football almost touching the white there on the 40-yard line. So first down, Bearcats. 2 good plays there back-to-back. Josh Overall, see, snuck back into the game. Got a flag on the play.
False start on the offense there.
Absolutely. Started to say we got the St. Genevieve coaching and filming crew right up here in the booth next to us, and they were pretty quick to let us know that they thought the Bearcats had moved, and appears that the guys in black and white agreed with them.
I believe the guys in black and white could hear them.
I wouldn't doubt it. But so that's going to reset, be 1st and 15 from the 35-yard line. 4:30 to go here in the first quarter. Fake to Josh, coming back from Nick as he gets nice run, breaks 2 tackles for a gain of about 11, so it'll be 2nd and 4. Good hard run there by the senior Nick Summers.
And that offensive line really blew a hole there. They did a great job of opening up that gap for him to run through, and he fell right through there.
Absolutely, and the misdirection there created by Josh Overall at the beginning of the play got the defense running to the short side of the field, and that really assisted and opened it up with Nick Summers for the long side. Pass to Tyler, complete for a first down, a gain of about 12 yards. So first down, Dexter Bearcats on the Dragons' 43-yard line. Great execution there between the two seniors.
Absolutely. Cody Stevens is continuing where he left off last year. He threw 228 passes for 1,894 yards and had a long of 63 yards, but he threw 23 touchdowns last year, Ed.
Against just 7 interceptions, I believe.
Absolutely.
I believe Cody accounted for about 31 touchdowns and about 35, maybe 3,600 yards of total offense. Tremendous athlete.
Absolutely.
There he looks, finds his gap, breaks a tackle, spins off another. 2 Dragons bring him down right at the first down line. We'll see where he gets the spot, but a great run there by Cody. A gain of about 9.5, almost 10 yards.
really what happened there, Ed, he just slowly, patiently rolled to the right, waited for the line to collapse and drop back. We had a semi-spread offense there, many receivers downfield, and as the linebackers dropped back and the middle opened up, he just took advantage of it.
There you go. You know, Jeff, winning on the football field doesn't just happen by accident. Those players and coaches work throughout the long summer, conditioning for the rigors of competition, practice upon practice. The lessons learned by our Dexter student athletes will, however, serve them well for a lifetime. Lessons of discipline and teamwork, hard work, and commitment to excellence. And at the Bank of Advance, we believe in the character that sports help to build, and we're proud to help support the athletes on the field and in the classroom. Bank of Advance, where a handshake still matters, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Well said.
Almost as if I had a script. There we go. Hand off to Nick Summers again. He starts wide, cuts back up the middle, plows over two Dragons for another first down as he gains about 11 yards on the carry.
I tell you, the play
extremely hard run there by Nick.
The play selection has just been tremendous on this particular possession. They're mixing the run and the pass, and they really have St. John off balance.
Absolutely, and you see a lot of misdirection and cutbacks. You know, St. Genevieve's got a younger defense out there, and the way they're coached, they're extremely aggressive, and so the Bearcats are using that aggressiveness to their advantage with those cutbacks and able to get those Dragons running away from them.
You know, we talked about Cody not really being that tall and having to roll out. It's really hard for St. John to pick Cody up in the backfield.
Yes, it is. Josh Overall with the pitch out. He cuts back. He's out in the flat. He's looking to get around. Gets around one, brought down by number 54 for the Dragons, Logan Giesler. He's to be down at about the 13-yard line, so a gain of about 7. The Bearcats line up at the Dragon 13 with 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Okay, the Bearcats lining up. Cody getting everybody positioned the way Coach wants them. He rolls out. He's looking for Tyler Miller in the corner. Gets away, dumps it down low to Jake Lee, who cannot reel the pass in. We saw a similar play in the Jamboree last week where Jake wasn't able to handle that, but then I believe every pass play after that first pass play last week, Jake corralled that ball in and hung on to it for dear life.
Tyler Miller was the primary receiver on that play, and Jake almost seemed surprised when the ball was coming his direction and kind of caught him off guard.
Absolutely. And that just come, you know, Jake's filling in the whole roles of All-State tight end Morgan Hedrick last year, and so Morgan, after playing the position 2 years, just so capable and such sure-handed. Jake's still getting a little used to the position. Here's Nick, runs into a Dragon at the line of scrimmage, so he's going to be short of the first down.
Yeah, that tackle was number 45, Ryan Carl.
Looks like it's going to be about 4th and 1. May measure it 4th and 2, but 4th 1.5 maybe. Coach Pixley talking with his senior quarterback and Nick Summers, senior running back.
Ed, you were talking about Morgan Hedrick. He caught 41 passes for 646 yards. And 6 touchdowns last year. It's hard to replace that.
Absolutely. Jake, he's an outstanding athlete, returning varsity letterman as well. He's going to catch on. There's the short handoff up the middle across the 10-yard line. Should be good for a first down. Quick handoff there to Alex Cliff. And he gets right at the 10-yard line. So we're going to have first and goal from the 10. For these Bearcats with a minute to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, the Bearcats really putting together a good drive here on this possession and seem to be in control.
Great clock management. You know, as that Dragon offense, a lot of weapons and very powerful. They can't score if they're not on the field, though. Cody rolls out, finds Tyler, ducks his head. Couple of spins, but he's wrapped up at about the 6, maybe the 7-yard line of the Bearcats for a gain of 3, maybe 4 yards.
Once again, a great effort It was really slow to develop, but very patiently looked for his receivers, and when he couldn't find an open receiver, tucked the ball and really forced the run there, but gained 3.5, 4 yards, like you said.
I tell you, for the Dragons, sophomore Matt Drury, number 11, has done a great job of not letting Tyler Miller get behind him. A lot of respect for Tyler's athleticism. He can really jump, and he's got some pretty good speed. But the sophomore giving him just enough yardage that he picks him up and he's stride for stride with him once he goes downfield. Low snap. Chase Young through the hands of the junior wideout. He'd love to have that one back.
Yeah, that had 6 points written all over it. It hit him and went right through his hands.
And so with that, it's going to bring an end to the first quarter. Dragons on top 6-0. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back. You're watching live football, high school football on YHC TV.
Hello, I'm Dr. Terry Swinger, and I'm so pleased that YHC TV will be carrying so many sporting events this year, both boys and girls. These events help with leadership, personality development, and I would like to wish all of our students and all of our schools a safe and successful year.
My country takes of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the Pilgrim's Pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring.
And we're back as we see the Bearcats running down to the south end of the field here. Want to remind everybody, if you're watching online or even at home on TV, shoot us an email at sports@yhctv.com. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know what you think of the broadcast, and we'll be sure to give you a shout out.
Cody Stevens had several receivers open there and had his choice of receivers. Of course, he threw to the shallow man. Putnam was open. Dalton Putnam was also open on that play.
And there we see Chase and Dalton on the high side of the field out there. Tyler Miller here on the short side. Fake to Nick. Cody goes, trips over number 78, Kyle Figg for the Dragons. He's able to high step over Figg. We may have been looking at a touchdown there for the Bearcats. So now we're going to have 4th down and 5 from the 5. I don't see a kicking team coming in for the Bearcats. Would have been surprised if I did.
It's going to be real interesting to see. He's going to run it
right
again.
Up the middle.
He's going to get in.
Jumps in the air and over the goal line. Diving touchdown for the senior Cody Stevens. First touchdown for the Bearcats this season with 11:21 to go here in the first half. Touchdown Bearcats tying this game 6-6.
Yeah, Cody had 8 rushing touchdowns last year, but he's been slow in his movement tonight, but there was nothing slow about that, Ed. He accelerated through the hole, and he would not be denied.
Absolutely. And it looks like we're going to have Alex Cliff for the point after attempt. Ball's down, kicks
Looks
up.
Good.
And good, so the Bearcats take the lead with 11:21 to go here in the first half, 7-6. Hey, Jeff, also want to remind you about some Pizza Hut current specials. Right now at Pizza Hut, get any pizza, any size, any toppings for only $10 when you place a carry-out order. Also, they have $5 pizzones, a huge individual calzone stuffed with your favorite toppings and cheese for only $5. Choose from 3 recipes, as being meaty, pepperoni, or supreme. Pizza Hut is open until midnight Fridays and Saturdays, open at 11 a.m. each day. Give them a call at area code 573-624-5333.
Ed, you're making me hungry.
That makes 2 of us. Tyler and I had a late lunch this afternoon from Fiddler's. and I thought I'd be okay through the ball game, but as I keep reading about pizza this and pizza that, breadsticks, pizzones, we may have to give him a call. Let's get Rick on that. You think we can get Rick on that, Tyler?
Ed, I had a little meal at Cindy's Kitchen before coming over, but pizza sounds good.
I believe Tony at Fiddler's told us that they'll be bringing some fish here at the halftime, so maybe you and I will get a short enough break we can grab a piece of fish or something from Fiddler's here at half.
Absolutely.
Okay, here we are lined up.
Number 26, Brad Wick, kicking off for the Bearcats.
Looks like it's going to number 10, Derek Brown for the Dragons. He cuts it across field, and he's brought down by number 44, Zach Watson, the 5'8 senior, hustling downfield, getting through the wedge, bringing him down with a very short return at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, Zach Watson really pounded him on that return.
Absolutely. And that's what Coach Pixley and, well, the entire Dexter coaching staff likes to see. A lot of speed, but an aggressive contact there and collision.
Almost had some flashbacks of Aaron Mace there on that tackle.
Okay, so let's see how that Dexter defense, it got a pretty good rest. A nice long drive from the offense earlier, so see how they react to this spread offense of the Dragons. Weiler fakes out. He rolls out. He's going to pass out in the flat. Catch by number 13, Luke Palmer, immediately brought down by Ryan Joyner, number 10, the 6'1 junior for the Bearcats. Short gain of 4 for the Dragons.
Yeah, he had great coverage there. As soon as his hands made contact with the football, Joyner was all over him.
That was a quick pass Weiler showing a little strength in that arm there. It wasn't a very long pass, but it got there quick. There, this time it was the handoff. Great arm, hand strength there by those Dexter linemen. Number 66, Dylan Heflin.
And number 42, Jonathan Page.
Bringing him down there at the line of scrimmage for literally no gain, or maybe a gain of 1. It's going to be 3rd and 5 from the 25. Need a big stance here from the Bearcat defense.
3rd and 4.
Yeah, that defense inside has really stepped up.
And there, Weiler does so well, keeps that ball in his hand and that ball up. The defense, the linebackers in the defensive back forced to cover the receivers, and he just outruns the line for a gain of about 8 and a first down for the Dragons.
Yeah, as we talked earlier, Ed, Brendan Weiler is such a great athlete and has top-end speed.
On-the-go convenience at 2 locations, Dexter and Bloomfield. They serve fried chicken and barbecue daily along with their popular food bar. It's also your one-stop for fuel, snacks, and cold drinks on the go, and featuring the 28-degree cave. That's on-the-go convenience. Thank you for another year of sponsorship. This time, fake the handoff, tries to get outside the line. Line stayed home. Great pursuit there by number 43, Alex Cliff for the Bearcats for a no gain. 2nd and 10 for the Dragons.
Also in on that tackle was Dylan Hefling, number 66.
So 2nd and 10, we got, looks like number 33, Jacob Billings in the backfield with quarterback number 4. Come out to the flat. Pass complete to Travis Grither, number 2. Brought down immediately by Josh Overall for a short gain of about 3, maybe 4 yards. Looks like a gain of 3, so it'll be 3rd and 7 for the Dragons.
Once again, he showed how the arm strength that he had there. Not a whole lot of space between Overall and the receiver, but he just threaded the needle.
Now we see number 33, Jacob Billings. Okay. We got Joyner out there on him now. Across the middle, good hands there by number 88. That's Jacob Lee disrupting that pass, bringing up 4th and 8. the Dragons there, Weiler, he had him a wide receiver coming across that slot. Jacob Lee does not knock that ball down. There's a good chance it's a reception for about 6 yards, and then another couple of yards before those Bearcats would have been able to close in on him. Possibly would have been a first down.
That quick pass is really hard to defend, especially with a quarterback that's got an arm like Weiler does.
So great job there by Lee to get his hands up, way to keep his eyes on the quarterback and that ball. High snap. Punts off away from Tyler, and it's going to go out of bounds at the 35-yard line of the Dexter Bearcats. So Dexter's going to set it up with 9:13 to go, leading 7-6 here in the first quarter. Excuse me, first half, second quarter.
Yeah, I tell you, that's really an advantage having your quarterback that can punt, because you really don't know if he's going to punt or throw the football. And a lot of times that makes a punt receiving team really, really nervous.
Absolutely, especially when you start seeing them in the middle of the field. It might be like a 4th and 2 or 4th and 1, and they're lined up at the opponent's 45. Whole lot of opportunities and options for the St. Genevieve coach then.
Especially when you have a quarterback that has the arm strength that Weiler does.
Absolutely. And the leg speed.
And the leg speed.
St. Genevieve a little slow getting to the line. Cody in the pocket, looking to pass. Miller well defended again by number 11. Matt Drury, the sophomore, unable to break free and get in front of him. Pass just a little behind him. Incomplete, 2nd and 10, Bearcats.
Yeah, Cody had a little pressure there and had to throw the ball a little early, and the pattern hadn't developed.
Want to remind everybody we've got slow motion replay here at YAC again this year. We see some tight plays, non-controversial. Well, maybe even a few controversials. We'll have Tyler Wagner there at the controls, and he'll replay those for you. Josh Overall gets off one hit, bounces back for a gain of about 1, bringing up 3rd and 9. Great gang tackle there by the Dragons. Three Dragons bringing Josh down that time.
Yeah, that was a case of his offensive lineman not firing off the line, just standing up, and Overall really had nowhere to go.
I have Nick Summers in the backfield this time as Josh comes out, gets a quick breather. He's not going to be far. He's standing right there with Coach Pixley waiting to take in the next play. Here we go. We roll it out. Paul,
nope.
A little behind Tyler Miller, unable to get his feet back underneath him and dive back. Almost intercepted by the sophomore, Matt Drury, but it bounces on the ground to bring up 4th and 9 for the Bearcats. Probably a punting situation here.
Yeah, Matt Drury, as you mentioned earlier, has really played a good defensive stand here.
I think Cody liked to have that pass back, because that time I thought Tyler had a step and a half on Matt. Ball just a little behind him.
Yep.
Matt being a little generous, making sure Tyler doesn't get behind him. And if he gives up something, he's going to be able to close, and it might be a first down, but it won't be a touchdown.
I agree.
Tyler Miller back to punt. He'll be punting from about his 23-yard line. Good high spirals. He goes back, drives to number 28. Gets away from one, but there's the Bearcat right there, number 54, wrapping him up. That's Joseph Lubbins on the tackle, assisted by number 1, Kenton Sanders. Return of about 6 yards, but I think there may have been a flag on the play, Jeff. Did you see that?
I saw a hit there at about the 35-yard line, but I didn't see the flag.
It's going to be a hit in the back, it looks like the White Hat is telling us. So we're going to march off 10, 15 yards, and the Bear Dragons will line up deep in on their end of the field with 8:12 to go here in the first half.
You know, Tyler Miller averaged 30 yards per punt last year, and he got every bit of that one.
Looks like Alex Cliff was the recipient of that hit in the back as he's walking off field with Coach Pixley. You see Dr. Gibbon talking to him just a little bit.
Alex is tough. He'll be back.
Absolutely. Looked like maybe Coach Pixley just wanted to give him a little words of encouragement and make sure he doesn't look to try to do some retribution on the next play out there. So they're going to back the Dragons up. It's going to be 1st and 10 from their 22-yard line. Official timeout here, Jeff, so we're going to take a quick break. You're watching live Dexter Bearcat football from Charles Bland Stadium here on YHC TV.
We know you have many choices in automobile dealerships, but at Glen Sain, our customers are special. We want you to understand that we're always working very hard to please our customers. We have a great selection to choose from, and with the 0% and the rebates and our prices at Glen Sain, it's a great time to buy. I'm Danny Ford, owner of Glen Sain. We want you to come see us, and God bless our troops.
At First National Bank, it is about believing in our community, planning for the future, and understanding the needs and aspirations of our customers. We bring you the best in full-service banking, backed by a friendly staff and a strong sense of community pride. We encourage you to experience the First National Bank difference. First National Bank, believing in community, planning for the future.
And we're back. So we see the Dragons coming back out on the field from their timeout, or from the official timeout, excuse me, Jeff. Will be 1st and 10 from the Dragon 22 with 8:12 to go here in the second quarter. Bearcats on top 7-6. You can see all that information right at the top of your screen if you're able to watch this on your TV or your monitor.
You know, Ed, the Dexter Bearcats have really matched up well tonight with the St. Genevieve Dragons so far.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's going to make Coach Pixley proud, but he's seeing a lot of things too that maybe my untrained eyes not, and he's going to have plenty of words of encouragement and fixing in halftime, I believe, as well. Low snap, handoff up the middle, off tackle, big hole, and number 33, that being Jacob Billings, the 5'10 senior, big gain all the way out to the 40-yard line for the Dragons. An 18-yard gain puts them right back in great field position. 8:05 to go in the first half.
I'm not real sure what happened there, but he wasn't touched for the first 10 yards of his run.
No, again, the big wide spreads and the offense all took off every way. He started right, came back off tackle left, and it just left a big hole there in the middle. And much what Dexter was doing to the Dragons turned around and did to Dexter this time. Weiler will keep it this time. He's drug outside. Nice tackle. Open field tackle there by Jake Lee.
Looked like a loss of at least one.
I agree there. So as we see this ball spotted a little behind the 40-yard line, so that'll bring up 2nd and 11. Excellent pursuit and open field tackle there by the senior Jake Lee. Weiler in the backfield alone this time. So he gets a chance for the coaches to see the defense set. There was short in the slot. It's number 2, Travis Grither, able to get a step on Nick Summers. So a nice pass, and then a couple yards after the catch, so bring up 3rd and 7 for the Dragons.
And as we talked, that spread offense, he had all day back there. He looked at all, had a chance to look at all of his receivers, and then look back at that man coming across the middle. Plays being signaled from the sideline there, Ed.
Yes, it is. See a lot of those Dragons with the wrist forearm bands. And there it is out in the flat again. This time caught by number 2, Travis Grither again on the other side of the field. It's going to be a first down, a gain of about 4, maybe 6. Puts the Dragons back in Bearcat territory as they're going to line up now on the Bearcat 47, maybe 48-yard line according to the scoreboard. 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Dragons looking very comfortable on this drive so far. And there you see the offensive line allowed the defensive line through. They went on down and set up a wall. Dumped the ball right over the defense. All 4 linemen there in Weiler's face. And then 13 yards later, receivers brought down.
Yeah, the Dexter Bearcats thought there was a fumble on the play, but the ground can't cause a fumble, so he was down.
So well executed by the Dragons. Bring up first down from the 32-yard line of the Bearcats. Fake handoff back to Weiler. Staying at home is Jake Lee again, bringing him down for a loss of about 2.
Yeah, Jacob is really doing a great job at that defensive end position. He's staying home, and that's what you're supposed to do. Containment.
Absolutely. Great play again by Jake Lee. 2nd and 14 according to the scoreboard. Clock approaches 5 minutes here to go in the first half. Bearcats still on top, 7-6. Looks to his right, spins away from Nick Summers twice. And now look at his speed as he threads the needle, but he's going to be brought down by Kenton Sanders at about the line of scrimmage, maybe a short gain of 1. So great pursuit by Kenton Sanders, not giving up on the play as he came from the other side of the field and chased him down from behind.
Boy, there was a tremendous amount of pressure on that play. Of course, in that spread offense, he had a number of receivers downfield. Coverage was great. He had no choice but to tuck the ball and run.
Good pursuit there by Nick Summers. Had 2 chances to get an arm on him, just not quite able to get close enough. Great footwork, spin move there by Weiler to get away. He rolls out. He's got a player in the flat. He's going deep. Looks to get over the interception by number 20, Dalton Putnam. So great catch there by Dalton as he went up high. The short guy, great catch. As you can hear his dad in the booth next to us there, Jeff. Very excited to see his son out there making that first interception of the year for the Bearcats. Squashing out that Dragon drive here with 4 minutes to go in the first half.
That was absolutely great coverage. The ball was well thrown. He threw the ball really where he had to throw it. Dalton being short in stature, I think he thought he threw it over his head, but Dalton just vaulted high and made the catch.
Absolutely. Dalton only standing 5'6". Great catch. Just an outstanding play by Dalton. Congratulations, young man. And so Cody Stevens be back at the helm, see what he can do with 4 minutes to go here in the first half with his Bearcat offense.
Turnovers really take the steam out of a team, and the Dexter Bearcats really needed that turnover at this point, closing out the first half.
Defense bending just a little bit, but again did not break. And let's see. Oh, we had a block in the back. Or excuse me, a defensive holding call, I believe, and so that means the ball's going to stay with the Dragons.
Wow, I didn't see that.
4th down and 3. Let's see. Well, we got our first email this year from a Tom Brown. Tom moved from Dexter to Kansas City in the spring. He really wishes he was in Dexter for tonight's game. He's glad to be able to watch it online. Again, that's Tom Brown from the class of '82. Tom, thanks for watching. Thanks for letting us know you're watching. We hope you enjoy the game. Here's Weiler rolling out. Tries to dump it out in the flat, just over the outstretched hands of Travis Grither, who leaves his feet reaching for the ball. Pass incomplete, 4th down, 3. 3:53 to go here in the first half. Hey, also, we're getting an update on the St. Louis Cardinals. Bottom of the second, Pittsburgh and St. Louis tied 3-3 as Yadier Molina just homered to left, scoring Matt Holliday and David Freese as well. As we try to see our Cardinals get back into this game or season with about 30 games to go.
I think they're 9 games out, aren't they?
9.5.
9.5.
Here's Weiler. Keeping it. Gonna be short. Great stop there, number 43 stepping up, Alex Cliff making the stop about a yard, maybe two short of the first down. Now we'll see our Bearcats take over at their own 25-yard line with 3:48 to go here in the second quarter.
You know, Ed, the defense thought they had the interception. St. John had second life, couldn't do anything with it. Defense really stepped up. Now the offense has got to make them pay.
Absolutely. So it looks like they're going to have the ball at the 26. I think I said the 35 as I forgot to reverse my direction. It's only the first game, first half, Jeff. Give me 3 or 4 games, get caught up. Okay, we got Tyler Miller down low here. There's a handoff to Josh Overall. Good hard run straight up the middle. He's met by a couple of Dragons, but not until he gains 6, maybe 7 yards. And that keeps that clock rolling also.
Absolutely. Bearcats need to continue to move the ball, use the clock, and try to punch this thing in before halftime.
So it is going to be 2nd and 4 from the 33. Tyler Miller again coming out wide right. Chase Young there wide left up top.
Overall shaking up a little bit on that last play.
Like he may have twinged that ankle just a little bit. Inside handoff up to the up man, Alex Cliff. He bangs out about 2 yards, maybe 3. See where he gets the spot. Right there, just the St. Genevieve side of the 35-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 1 for these Bearcats.
Looked like he got a pretty generous spot there, Ian.
I thought so. But, you know, they're right down there on it where maybe a knee hit the ground. It could have bounced off a player, and then he gets the benefit of the doubt. Cody up under center this time. So he rolls out. He's got room in the flat. He tosses it back to Tyler. Makes the catch on the sideline. Great hands, great concentration by Tyler Miller, making sure both feet were in. First down, out of bounds now, just shy of the Dragon 45-yard line. That also stops the clock. So it's going to be 1st and 10, 2:25 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, there was just great concentration there. He knew where the sideline was. He knew what he had to do to get to the ball. He got there, made the catch, and like you said, paused to make sure both feet were in.
Pitch out to Nick. He's met immediately in the backfield. Number 43 started that for the Dragons, that being Clayton Gilo, but he's backed up by a couple of his buddies when he turned Nick upfield, and it's going to be a loss of about 6. Flag on the play, holding on the offense. The referees take a moment to set the ball.
Actually, I think they're trying to decide whether to take the ball or take the penalty.
Sure. They're talking with St. Genevieve sideline now. So they want to decline the penalty and take the 6-yard loss and go to 2nd down. Or reset 1st down. It looks like they're going to take the penalty as they back it off a few more yards. So now we're going to have 1st and 20 from the Bearcat 39-yard line. 2:19 to go here in the first half. Again, holding on the Bearcats.
Boy, that looks longer than 20 yards, Ed.
And there we go, Cody looking to pass. Chase Young gets a yard, gets past. Great concentration and reception by the junior, Chase Young. As he gets a step on his defender, it's pass play complete at the 20-yard line for the Dragons. So about a 40-yard, 30-yard gain there for the Bearcats with 2:11 to go. Excellent concentration by Chase as the ball, as he was well defended, but had a half a step on the defender. Ball came over his right shoulder, cradled it in, and then held on as he was brought down to the ground.
Cody Stevens made an excellent throw there. Chase Young was right on the money. Chase, once again, picking up where he left off last year. He had 221 receiving yards last year with 3 touchdowns.
There's the inside handoff to Nick Summers again. He stiff arms and he breaks the tackle, but he's brought down by number 57, Ethan Figg, after a gain of about 6, maybe 7 for the Bearcats.
Still plenty of time on the clock here for the Bearcats. They just need to be patient and put the ball in the end zone.
Scoreboard says 2nd and 4. Under a minute and a half to go here in the first half now. Like you said, Jeff, just show some patience and some discipline. Punch this ball in over the goal line right here at the end of the half. Nick Summers gets it again. He tries to kick it out, breaks a tackle. So he was wrapped up by number 43.
Good
Clayton
second
Gilo.
effort. He still got inside the 10-yard line.
And there Nick showing that leg strength as he is able to come out of the arm tackle, lunge forward for a gain of about 4 as he gets a first down. So it'll be 1st and goal from just inside the 10 for our Bearcats. 1:05 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, that first down was huge there. That'll seal the quarter right there if they can protect the football.
3 timeouts, I believe, still for the Bearcats. So a lot of time. Cody Neldon in the slot. There's Cody.
He's going to get in. He's going to
tries to go high. Reaches out for the goal line, but I think they're going to say his knee came down before he reached over. It looked like he may have had a step. We got timeout Dexter, 31 seconds to go. Is this going to be 2nd down and goal from just outside the goal line? We're going to take a quick break. You're watching live high school football from Charles Bland Stadium here on YHC TV.
Here at Lincoln Lacey Chevrolet in Malden, we've got a great selection of new Chevy and GMC trucks. Some discounted up to $9,500.
Sorry, Kurt, this one's sold.
How about this GMC short bed 4-wheel drive, loaded up with chrome accessories for only $24,900.
Sorry, Kurt, this one's sold.
So hurry on over to Lincoln Lacey in Malden before they're all sold.
Come on out to Lincoln Lacey in Malden.
And we're back as we see Coach Pixley talking to his team, setting his play. 31 seconds to go here in the first half. And here we go as we break huddle. It's good to see Joe Rice out there, number 5, bringing in the water. He has a lot of fun doing that. Joe, son of Lloyd and Heather Rice, great kid. Have him at the house quite a bit. He and my little guy Nate are very good buddies. And so glad to see them in Dexter.
Well, I think what we're going to see here is the quarterback keeper. Nope, he's going to.
Josh, he just powers it in behind the 2 backs in front of him. Touchdown, Bearcats. 27 seconds to go here in the first half. Bearcats on top, 13-6 now. As we'll see them line up for the point after. Alex Cliff had a great first attempt. That was good. As he changes into his kicking shoe.
I tell you,
excellent execution there by the Bearcats.
Absolutely, and there was good clock management, and we're going to finish up this half with very, very little time left.
Ball's down, kicks up, and it is good. So the Bearcats go on top by 8, 14-6 with 27 seconds to go. We're going to keep it right here, Jeff, as they reset for the Bearcat kickoff. We'll see Brad Wick probably come in for the long kick. So just great execution there. You know, the Bearcats, they had a holding penalty that backed them up to like a 2nd and 8 or 1st and 18, 1st and 20. Excellent execution on a long pass as Cody Stevens put it out there in front of his wide receiver, Chase Young, which is difficult to do as a high school quarterback when Chase is as fast as he is. And so he laid it right out there where Chase could run right up underneath it for a 40-yard gain, setting him up on the 20-yard line. There you go, about 5-6 plays later, we're scoring a touchdown with 27 seconds to go. Excellent execution by our Bearcats.
And a great team effort. The defense really hung in there. They thought they had the interception. They didn't give up. They had to go back on defense. They stopped the Dragons, took the ball over, and then the offense kicked into gear. Just a great team effort.
Deep for the Dragons be number 22, Jacob Rowe, and I believe number 10, Derek Brown.
I really don't believe they're going to give him anything to return here.
And here we go.
I thought so.
Low kick. It buries itself. They have to fall on it, fallen on by Brandon Dallas there. The ball, it looked as if it might bounce and then go ahead and run out of bounds, but it squibbed back toward the middle and died right there on the football field. Heads up play by the Dragons to go ahead and pounce on that. As you know, Jeff, and our viewers know as well, that's a live ball.
Absolutely. Ball only has to go, 10 yards?
I believe so, yes. So with 27 seconds to go, we'll see what the senior Weiler has in store for his Dragons, trailing 14-6 here in the first half. Inside handoff. Jake Lee staying home again, as he's done just about all night. Now 3-4 maybe plays in a row. He stayed at home and tackled for a loss. Looks like a loss of at least one, maybe two. Great discipline, great execution there by the senior Jake Lee.
Yeah, that's real hard to do. When you see the play developing to stay in your area of responsibility and watch your teammates go to the ball, that's just a tough position to play.
Absolutely. And that's going to conclude the first half here at Charles Bland Stadium with the Dexter Bearcats, the home team, on top 14-6. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with some halftime stats and commentary.
The Sports Roundtable represents one of our great traditions here in Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, and that's high school athletics. And nobody promotes it better than us here at YHC. What's new with the Roundtable this year? We're looking to add representatives from our local colleges, Southeast Missouri State, Arkansas State, and Three Rivers, to give us the inside scoop on local college athletics in our area. The Roundtable was designed to give local viewers in-depth analysis about teams and sports in our area, and we're geared up to go once again every Saturday morning live at 10 a.m.
And welcome back. Here, halftime score at Charles Bland Stadium is our own Dexter Bearcats leading 14-6 over the St. Genevieve Dragons. Jeff, a lot of exciting football here in the first half to open up this brand new season. I think maybe Brett Dorton, great statistician that he is, brought us some information you can share with us a little bit there.
Absolutely. The St. Gen Dragons got on the board first with 10:03 in the first period. Jacob Billings run up the middle for a 26-yard touchdown. Kicked by Luke Palmer was no good. The Dexter Bearcats didn't get on the board until the second quarter with 11:21. Cody Stevens took a ball, run up the middle for a 5-yard touchdown. The point after by Alex Cliff was good. Cats once again scored in the second quarter with 27 seconds. Josh Overall runs up the middle for a 1-yard touchdown. The point attempt was good by Alex Cliff. And that's how the first half ended, with the Dexter Bearcats on top 14-6. As far as the individuals, Nick Summers had 7 carries for 45 yards. Josh Overall also had 7 carries for 38 yards. Cody Stevens, 7 carries, 25 yards. And Alex Cliff, 2 carries for 4 yards for a total rushing offense of 112 yards. Cody Stevens attempted 9 passes, completed 4 of them for 75 yards with 1 40-yard pass. Tyler Miller had 2 receptions, 30 yards. Chase Young had 1 for 40 yards. Alex Cliff had 1 for 5 yards. Total of 4 catches, 75 yards.
Excellent. On the defensive side for our Bearcats, led by Jake Lee with 4 tackles, as we saw him being very disciplined there on that defensive end spot. And just about, I believe, all those tackles for, 3 of the tackles for a loss of 6 yards. Followed by 2 tackles by Kenton Sanders, also Nick Summers and Tyler Miller. 1 tackle each, Ryan Joyner, Josh Overall, Alex Cliff, Zach Watson, and Jonathan Page. And then we also had Jake Lee broke up a pass, as well as Ryan Joyner, I believe. Yes, Ryan Joyner had a broken pass. For the St. Genevieve Dragons, they were led defensively by the senior Dan Lurk and Ryan Carl, 4 tackles each, none for loss. And then they were followed by Tyson Roth. We called his number a couple of times. And Jacob Rowe, Logan Gilser, and Michael Finley each had 2 tackles. So there was 1 sack by Clayton Gilo for a 12-yard loss for the Dragons.
Yeah, Ed, you're talking about how good the defense was. The St. Genevieve Dragons carried the ball 13 times for 65 yards. And as far as passing, the St. Genevieve quarterback threw the ball 8 times for 34 yards.
And that speaks a little bit about that Dexter defense, because of those 65 yards, 40 of those came on the first drive in 2 plays. And so those, 25 yards for the remainder of the first half, that Dexter defense, they got the ants out of them, the itchiness. They learned to play disciplined ball, stayed home, watched their lane, as we kept talking about Alex Lee doing that so well, but the rest of the Bearcats as well. And so, and it rewarded themselves there by holding them and not allowing the St. Genevieve Dragons to score the remainder of the first half.
Yeah, really, if you want to give an advantage, you have to give it to the Dexter Bearcats. Their defense really, really tightened up in the second quarter, and the offense really got in motion. So the Dexter Bearcats have a clear advantage. Definitely a momentum shift right at the end of the half by scoring the second touchdown. And even though Coach Bixley wasn't happy with everything that happened in the first half, he has to be pretty satisfied with the way his Dexter Bearcats played on opening night here.
And the Bearcats did receive the kickoff to open the game, so they'll be kicking to St. Genevieve here to open the second half. We've got about 2 minutes to go before that kickoff. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
The Sports Roundtable represents one of our great traditions here in Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, and that's high school athletics. And nobody promotes it better than us here at YHC. What's new with the Roundtable this year? We're looking to add representatives from our local colleges, Southeast Missouri State, Arkansas State, and Three Rivers, to give us the inside scoop on local college athletics in our area. The Roundtable was designed to give local viewers in-depth analysis about teams and sports in our area, and we're geared up to go once again every Saturday morning live at 10 a.m.
And we're back, Jeff, and we want to remind everybody that kickoffs this season will be brought to you by Rainey Mathis Funeral Homes in Dexter and Burney. They're dedicated to providing services to the families of Southeast Missouri with care and compassion. They serve every family in our community with great pride. They're able to offer a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. They will listen to you and your wishes to help plan a celebration consistent with your expectations. Rainey Mathis will take the time to plan every detail and help to relieve the burden on your family during your time of loss. Visit Rainey Mathis Funeral Homes online at mathisfuneralhomes.com. There we'll see the coach or the captains back out on the field for both the Bearcats and the Dragons, as the referees are going to reset. And we'll see Dexter Bearcats kicking off to the Dragons here momentarily as we have clicked down to 12 minutes to go. So they're reset for the third quarter here, Jeff, and looking to see another exciting half of football.
Boy, I tell you, it was exciting the first half, and if the second half is half as exciting as the first half, with the same outcome, I think you'll have a lot of happy viewers.
Got to be key here for the Dexter Bearcat defense as they played very disciplined. Well, those St. Genevieve coaches were taking very good notes of that also. They talked to their players at halftime about how to make sure they're making quicker decisions and expecting that discipline to be there, where early in the game they didn't see that discipline. But once it matured into the second half, then the Bearcats were able to shut down that potent Dragon offense. So now let's see what coaches there in the green have to say about that and what they're going to do to counter that here, start this second half of football. So there we see Coach Sneed and Coach Pixley talking with the kick team. We'll see Brad Wick kicking off, I assume or presume, for the Bearcats. There you hear the AC/DC chimes playing in the stadium, getting the sideline riled up. As they come out of the halftime, going to get those fans riled up here to start off this third quarter of football. Game number 1 of this 2011 Bearcat football season. All home games being brought to you live on YAC TV. Additionally, this year we'll also have 2 live games, Jeff, from Kennett, Missouri. And we'll also bring tape delayed 4 games from Portageville and all 6 of the Piggott Mohawk home football games. So Chris Beller and his buddy down there in Piggott always do a great job with the Piggott games, and so we got the crew back in Portageville as well this year, so they're excited about their prospects this season. So here we go. Brad Wick's lined up. There's the whistle. There's the drop. Here we go. And we're into the third quarter. They kick it back to number 22, that being Jacob Rowe for the Dragons. He's wrapped up quick and early. He's going to have a return of about 9, maybe 10 yards. The Dragons are going to start on their 30-yard line. Great group tackle and group effort there by the kickoff team for the Bearcats.
The Dexter Bearcats really don't have to do anything fancy. All they have to do is what they did in the second quarter there, Ed. Just stay at home and play good, tight defense.
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about Weiler. What kind of stats did he have in that first quarter again, Jeff? Sorry to catch you off guard there, buddy.
Now Weiler threw the ball.
And we're going to have illegal procedure motion on the offense, so a great start for that Dexter Bearcat defense as those Dragons came out really fired up to do something special and missed the snap count.
Yeah, Brendan Weiler threw the ball 8 times in the first half with 5 completions, but for a total of only 34 yards.
So 1st and 15 from the Dragon 25-yard line now. That's always a bad deal when you have that motion right over there on the near sideline, so coaches can tell you all about it as opposed to being on the opposite sideline. Maybe you hear like, way to go from the opposing team, but not the case there for number 22. I think he left a little early, Jacob Rowe there for the Dragons. He'll be defended by Garrett Ray at the top of your field as Garrett's playing that wide out, defensive back. And then on the inside or near side here, Ryan Joyner, number 10, lining up against the slot. Quick pitch out. Stood him up. There's Dalton Putnam, 3 hits by the Bearcats, bringing the Dragon down. He stays in bounds for a short gain of about 1, bringing up 2nd and 14. Great recovery there by Dalton Putnam as he over-pursued with the turn back by the receiver. But Dalton, he didn't give up on the play. He spun himself around, chased him down, and put a hit on him and held him up, let his teammates come in and wrap it up. Dalton defending there against number 13, Luke Palmer. Got an equipment malfunction there. There's number 50,
Chase
coming out. He'll be replaced by number 44, Zach Watson, at least for this play. You can hear those Bearcat fans in the far stands there. Weiler looking, going to drop it and run. He's being pursued. Jake Lee stringing him out. Jake Lee wraps him up and brings him down for a short gain of about 3, maybe 4. It's going to be 3rd and 10, maybe 11, depending on the spot. Again, Jake Lee picking up right where he did in the first half.
I tell you, Ed, this defense here doesn't look like a young, inexperienced defense. Everybody is playing the position, staying at home, and then collapsing once they see the direction of where the ball's going. They're playing a phenomenal defense.
Well, last year, you may recall, Jeff, the Bearcats had several injuries through the heart of their season, so a lot of juniors and young and sophomores got considerable 4 or 5 game playing time, which also paid off deep into the playoffs as those seniors and starters were able to get a few breaks with those experienced underclassmen coming in and filling in for a few plays. There we go. Got him scrambling, turning back. Unable to make the stop. He finally throws it across the middle. Incomplete. Pass intended for number 13, Luke Palmer. A lot of scrambling by the senior quarterback, Weiler. Good pass blocking by his offensive lineman, not letting the Bearcats get to him. But as the play finally opened up, just didn't quite able to get his feet up underneath him. As he slung it down there, the pass just ran out of gas.
Yeah, Weiler took forever, but in his scrambling pursuit, one of his players grabbed the Bearcat, so there was a holding penalty on the play, and that's going to cost them dearly.
And it looks like maybe the Bearcats are going to decline the penalty to bring up 4th and 10 as opposed to 3rd and 15. Want to remind everybody again, let us know what you think of the broadcast. Email us at sports@yhctv. You already heard from Tom Brown up in Kansas City. Love to hear from those Bearcats all across our great land. Haven't seen the... Okay, here we go. Line up for the punt. Tyler Miller back deep. Weiler with the punt. It's a good high kick. Tyler able to get underneath it. Fair catch. So he's going to retrieve the ball at the 35. So the Bearcats are going to line up there with 10:02 to go here in the third quarter. Good field position for the Bearcats at their 35-yard line. Well, Jeff, at halftime, we were able to take part of a little bit of pizza. And several of those pizzas come from the Dexter Pizza Company, which is now under new ownership and have returned the classic recipes. The lunch buffet is available daily along with the popular cookie dough pizza. We had a couple of those down there, too. And now offering chicken wings. Dexter Pizza Company is offering a carry-out special for Bearcat fans during each YHC televised game. Free breadsticks with the purchase of a large pizza is available. Call 573-624-0055 to order or visit them on Highway 60. There we go, handoff. No place to go for Josh Overalls. He stood up, brought down by 10 of the 11 Dragons on the field. He stands right up in the middle of all of them, still holding on to that ball, but it's going to be a loss of about 4, almost 5.
Yeah, and there's
flag
a
on the play.
I believe it was a late hit.
As they stood Josh up and halt the play, and it looked like maybe, like you're right, 2 or 3 still came in with a hit. And it's going to go against the Dragons.
Against the Dragons.
So the 5-yard loss gets a 5-yard gain with the penalty. And it'll still be 1st and 10. From the 35-yard line, 9:46 to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about penalties, but the St. Genevieve Dragons had 3 penalties for 20 yards in the first half, and the Dexter Bearcats had 4 for 40.
Cody going up top to Tyler Miller. He's got a step. Great. Oh, had it over his shoulder, but just unable to, once he gets in stride, to keep that ball corralled in. So almost an outstanding catch by Tyler Miller. A very good pass by the quarterback, Cody Stevens. And if I ask Tyler right now, I know he'd say, can I have that one back? Want to take an opportunity to thank the principal, Cody Mauser, for allowing us to be a part of the broadcast tonight. He's great host, bringing us a bottle of water. Very appreciative of the entire school board and the leadership of Dexter Schools, allowing this live broadcast to take place, finding us space and technology available here in the broadcast booth. Handoff there to Nick Summers. He cuts back, hanging on with both hands. He's going to get tackled down right about the first down line, depending on the spot. But it looks to me from here that it's going to be a first down after a gain of about 10.5 yards. So it is a first down. 9:22 to go here in the third quarter. Good hard run by Nick Summers.
Yeah, once again, handoff was right, and he cut back against the grain. Just a good second effort, and he was determined to get the first down.
Cody rolling out, looks for Tyler, finds him across the middle. Tyler brought down after a gain of about 13 at about the Dragon 41-yard line. Good execution there and great pass route by Tyler Miller and good pass by Cody Stevens.
Tyler was the primary receiver on that play. Tyler went down, broke right, and was wide open, and Cody just threaded the needle. Great throw right on the money. Another Dexter Bearcat first down. Once again, Ed, using a good combination of run pass, and the St. Genevieve Dragons are a little uncomfortable right now.
Absolutely. The offense, as we saw last week in the Jamboree, but being very efficient this evening. Good hard run there by Nick Summers as he's going to roll around and get about a gain of 3. Or excuse me, Josh Overall on the carry.
Josh Overall, the ball carrier, he was brought down by number 52.
Looks like it's going to be a gain of 4. And that clock still ticking as we see Nick Summers bringing the play into his senior quarterback, Cody Stevens.
Once again, the Dexter Bearcats doing a good job of clock management here.
Counter play there as Nick Summers gets the handoff. He runs back deep, but takes on the defender. He's brought down. Looks to be about no gain, even though he ran about 12 yards.
Yes, he did.
About 6 yards deep and 3 yards out and 6 yards forward. Adds up to 15 yards, not 12, but want to remind everybody we'll be back 2 weeks from tonight as the Sykeston Bulldogs come to town. Sykeston were coming back from that state run last year. Well, actually, last 2 or 3 years, going deep, being, I think, they've lost 3 times in the last 3 years. Pass a little low to Tyler Miller as he goes down to try to bring it up, but unable to corral it in prior to the ball hitting the ground there. Cody Stevens wishing he had that one back.
We talked a little bit about the field and what great condition it was in last week in the Jamboree. This field is the best I have seen it. I've lived here 15 years, and I don't remember seeing the field in this great good condition.
Yeah, big shout out to Kevin Roan over in Portageville. He's not only on the Dexter field, but he's worked on several other football fields here in Southeast Missouri. And I believe Tyler's going to have him on later in the week through some specials with YHC, talking about the kind of work that they've done to get these football fields and ready for this coming season. Throws it a little high, so turn the ball over on down. As it looked like Cody may have had some room outside, but there was 3 or 4 Dragons stringing him out, and it would have been a very difficult and hard run to pound out those 6 yards for that first down. Good defense there by the sophomore, Drury, for the Dragons, as he did not bite when Cody rolled out, and he stayed with his defender, not allowing Tyler Miller to open himself up for a reception.
Once again, the Dexter Bearcats did use an awful lot of clock there in that first possession.
7:14 to go here in the third quarter. Dexter still leading 14-6. Wilder out into the flat. The favorite target this evening, number 22. Nice move there by Jacob Rowe to avoid the tackle for a 5-yard gain and stretches it out right at the first down marker. And they signal first down. So great second effort and yards after catch there for Jacob Rowe and his Dragons. So the ball will be set at the Dragon 46-yard line. This time the receiver gets past. Reception and a fumble after the catch. Recovered by number 5, Garrett Ray for the Bearcats. After about a 20-yard gain on the tackle, Dan Lurk loses the football. Policed up, as I said, by Garrett Ray. The Bearcat offense is going to be right back out on the field as Dan Lurk a little slow getting up.
Yeah, I'm not so sure they didn't miss the face mask call there. I think that's one of the reasons he's having a little trouble getting up. I think it was incidental. I do not believe it was intentional, but it looked like his feet was jerked out from under him there.
It did look like he took a kind of a funny fall backwards. Got bent over a little bit there. So with the player down on the field, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Bearcat Football live on YHC TV.
Hello, I'm Dr. Terry Swinger, and I'm so pleased that YHC TV will be carrying so many sporting events this year, both boys and girls. These events help with leadership, personality development, and I would like to wish all of our students and all of our schools a safe and successful year.
First Midwest Bank Gold Club offers special privileges for our friends who are age 50 or better and have combined deposits of $5,000. Members enjoy trips, cruises, seminars, and picnics along with free personalized bank services. Upcoming trips include Journey Through the Holy Land, Yellowstone in winter, Classic Ireland, and Hawaiian Paradise Cruise. Stop by any First Midwest Bank location to sign up for the Gold Club. It's absolutely free. First Midwest Bank, providing common sense financial solutions every day.
And we're back, and you just missed the crowd cheering as the Dragon there, Dan Lurk, able to get up and walk off the field under his own power. He's being looked at by a couple of guys over there. Hopefully we'll see that young man back in the ball game a little later on this evening. So it will be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, from the Bearcat 20-yard line for the Bearcats. As there is a fumble after the reception recovered by the Bearcats. 6:50 to go here in the third quarter. Bearcats again still on top, 14-6. See what Coach Brian Becker has his offensive soiree in line for here. Inside handoff, met instantly by 3 Dragons. Good hard run by Nick Summers, but he's brought down after a short gain. Got an email from Dave Ellinghouse of Countywide Insurance. Dave telling us he's enjoying the coverage, watching it at home on his TV. Dave, thanks for watching and letting us know that we got a great game going. Jeff, I was in Cape Girardeau yesterday afternoon, found myself out on West Themis, drove by the A-Plus Medical there. A couple of vehicles in the parking lot. I hope they were there visiting your store.
Well, I hope so as well.
Josh Overall with the ball. He's got to go. He's got a gap. He's going to spring it outside. He's got 2 to beat. He's got an angle. He's going to have to pick it up. It's 22's cut it back. He's got to make it. Touchdown. 79-yard run by Josh Overall with the misdirection counter play. Great hustle by Josh Overall. Excellent execution on the front line. Congratulations, young man, with an outstanding touchdown run.
Absolutely, and the first thing you want to look for on a big run like that is any flags that's laying on the field. There are none laying on the field.
We see Alex Cliff putting on the kicking shoe as he walks down. Here's the replay, and right here, Alex is able to cut back slightly, and he's got an angle, and then he just turns on the gas, and you see him run by three defenders there, and just outruns number 22, Jacob Rowe, across that goal line for his first touchdown of the season.
I believe that could be the longest run in his career there, Ed.
I believe so. Ball's down, kick is up. And it's good. 3 for 3 tonight for Alex Cliff, putting the Bearcats on top, 21-6. With 5:52 to go here in the third quarter. We're going to take, well, excuse me, I'm being told we're going to keep it right here. Hey, we just want to remind everybody, winning on the football field doesn't happen by accident. Players and coaches work throughout the long summer, conditioning for the rigors of competition, practice upon practice. The lessons learned by our Dexter student athletes will, however, serve them well for a lifetime. Lessons of discipline and teamwork, hard work and commitment to excellence. At the Bank of Advance, we believe in the character that sports helps to build, and we're proud to help sponsor athletes on the field and in the classroom. Bank of Advance, where a handshake still matters, member FDIC and equal housing lender. As the Bearcat kicking team takes the field, I want to remind everybody about Pizza Hut specials. Right now at Pizza Hut, get any pizza, any size, any topping for only $10 when you place a carry-out order. They also have $5 pizzones, a huge individual calzone stuffed with your favorite toppings and cheese for only $5. Choose from 3 recipes, meaty, pepperoni, and supreme. Pizza Hut is open until midnight Fridays and Saturdays. They open at 11 a.m. each day. Give them a call at 624-5333. Bradwick with the kick. Back to number 10, Derek Brown. As he turns it up the sideline, he gets past a few. He's got a couple of blockers. Brought down by number 45. Great tackle there by Jonathan Foles, the sophomore for the Bearcats after about a 20-yard return.
Looks like Kenton Sanders was shook up on the play.
Lost his helmet, but he's coming off. He lost his helmet. It may have lost his mouth guard. Caught one in the mouth. That's going to hurt a little bit. There's a flag on the play. I apologize, I missed the call. I was watching Kenton come off the field. So they're going to, looks to be against the Dragons, though. Holding. As we hear from the PA announcer here in the stadium. So they're going to back them up a little bit instead of starting at their 35-yard line. They're going to back up and start at their 19.
Yeah, the defense has got to get tough here and do what they've been doing. Stay at home, monitor their assigned areas, and collapse on the ball. They've done a great job so far here in this second half.
Absolutely. Keep that clock running. Keep them in bounds when they bring them down onto the field. 5:46 to go here in the third quarter. A lot of time for football, and we saw early in the game these Dragons can score quick. Weiler fakes the handoff. He rolls outside. He's met by number 45 again, Jonathan Foles, but brought down by number 50, Chase No, after a gain of almost 10. It's going to be real close to a first down. Let's see the spot. It is a first down. Great run there by the senior quarterback Weiler for the Dragons. Pitch back. Weiler's going to roll out. He's looking to throw it into the flat. He's got his 33. Jacob Billings has been a favorite target much of the evening. Excuse me, that was 23. Brendan Dallas, the sophomore.
Nick Summers on the coverage.
For a gain of 5. Second and 5. 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Nice catch there by Fowler. Luke Palmer, excuse me, for the Dragons. Hit instantly by Ryan Joyner, but not until after a first down for the Dragons. We got another Dragon on the ground. Looks like it might be a cramp. So we got an official timeout. Want to remind everybody about on-the-go convenience at 2 different locations, both in Dexter and Bloomfield, serving fried chicken and barbecue daily along with their popular food bar. It's also your one-stop for fuel, snacks, and cold drinks on the go and featuring the 28-degree cave. That's on-the-go convenience. We have an official timeout now. Let's keep it. We're going to, excuse me, I'm getting signal now from Tyler. We're going to take it right back. You're watching live Bearcat football on YAC TV.
Looks like the doctor has ordered some medical equipment for you to use at home. I've arranged for We Don't Care Equipment Company.
You know, as a patient, you have rights. Most importantly, your right to choose who provides your medical equipment needs. So when you find yourself in this situation, you should be offered a list of providers to choose from. Then you'll receive a higher grade of home care when you choose A+ medical equipment. If you'd like to know more about patient rights, call us toll-free or visit us on the web at aplusmedequip.com.
And we're back, and it does look like it might be a cramp out there. I still haven't caught the number. Jeff, did you have to get able from your angle over there?
No, I can't see the number either.
It might be left guard number 64, David Karen.
I was just informed by the St. James staff over there that it is 54, Logan Giesler.
Okay. Logan, we've called his number quite a bit this evening. He's a valuable member of that Dragon team, a senior leader. Early in the season, conditioning's not quite what it is. At the end of the season, it still gets a little warm. You wear all that pads. You sweat a little more. Maybe you're thinking you're sweating. A lot of opportunities for some cramps going on.
No doubt about it. Coach Pixley's not real happy with the defense at this point. In the first two plays of this possession, seems like the defense is more in a zone coverage than they are man-to-man like they were in the first half and the first part of this second half.
And absolutely, and we haven't really mentioned that zone coverage. I'm glad you brought that up because these St. Genevieve Dragons, they thrive on that type of coverage. And,
absolutely,
they run their routes with pinpoint precision, and they know where they have a gap in coverage in the zone where they have a step on the defense. And Weiler, that quarterback, he's been starting now for 2, maybe 3 years, and does just a great job of picking out that open receiver.
Yeah, when you have a quarterback that's as athletic as Brendan Weiler, can run the football, throw the football, and is given plenty of time to do it, he's going to do some damage.
Want to take this time, as you see on your screen there, remind everybody to shoot us an email at sports@YHCTV. We love to hear from you. Bearcat Nation goes from coast to coast. Last year, Jeff, we heard from the West Coast and the East Coast and all across the Midwest as these Bearcats that move on out of the area love to keep up with their football teams. And just also goes to speak of the quality of family life here in Dexter is a lot of relatives watching their nephews and their grandkids playing football here in Dexter.
Yes, they have quite a tradition for football and basketball and all sports as far as that goes. This is just a good family community. We moved here 15 years ago. I took a job in Poplar Bluff and drove from Jonesboro, Arkansas 9 months while I researched the schools and the communities in the area. Found that Dexter was the perfect size community with much to offer the family. Great churches, great businesses, plenty of food establishments, great school system, and we haven't regretted the choice we made. We raised 3 daughters in the Dexter school system, and all have gone on to graduate from college, and we've just been extremely happy with the quality of life here in Dexter, Missouri.
I can't say it better, and I just want to echo it. We've been here going on 8 years now, and same deal. We lived in Poplar Bluff at the time. I was working in Sykeston, but we chose to come here for the quality of the schools. We had some great friends here. We've made a lot more, but just an excellent community to live in. We at YHC, we love being able to bring live football and basketball to you later in the season, but want to also, again, as we said earlier, say thanks to the superintendent, Dr. Sharp, and the administration for allowing us to do so, but also say thanks to New Wave Communication, which has provided the backbone fiber optic network that allows us to bring that quality of picture to your TV and your monitors. So we're getting an update here on the internet. Pittsburgh leading the Cardinals now 4-3 in the top of the 6th. Westbrook's still in the game for the Cardinals, so hopefully the Cardinals going to be able to pull this thing out and at least not lose any more ground to those Brewers, which I believe have won, 18 or 19 of 23. And 2 of the 3 or 4 losses came at the hands of the Cardinals. But 4 or 5 of those wins also came at the hands of the Cardinals. But so they're just really have put it together here right before the All-Star break and since the All-Star break.
Yeah, if I were a betting man, I would have bet 10 games ago that they were peaking a little early, but boy, they haven't slowed down a bit.
Not a bit. Okay, there we go. We see him up and about now, so congratulations to that young man. He's going to be helped off. Going to be a little ginger on that left leg. Great support there and sportsmanship from all the fans in Dexter as well, as they salute with a round of applause this young man as he's coming off the field now as well. So a lot of those Dexter Bearcats stretching in this break, and not necessarily taking the knee, but staying limber and not wanting to freeze up or lock up with themselves. So let's see what Coach Pixley had a chance to talk about during that time, or that official timeout. See how this defense reacts afterwards. Here we go, Weiler checking the sideline for the signal. There we go, good blocking up front. He now runs, tries to break free, little high. Great coverage there by number 5, Garrett Ray, as 33 went up for the pass, a little out of his reach, but Garrett Ray would have had him wrapped up, hit at contact, so ensuring that pass was not complete. So now it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the St. Genevieve Dragons.
Defense did a great job of pursuit on Brendan Weiler, forced him out of the pocket and forced him to roll, and it kind of took him out of his element there.
And you see that so much even at the professional level as they roll out. When you throw with your run, a lot of times that ball will sail a little high as it did there. There you see, again, number 23, the intended receiver, Brendan Dallas, and he would give almost anything to have that one back as it hit him both in his hands, and we've seen him make some great catches this evening. But incomplete pass, and now going to bring up 3rd and 10. Looked like he may have knew he had a couple of yards to gain after the catch and may have started thinking about the run before the catch.
I believe you're right.
That time the pass kind of floated on him a little bit again. Intended for Weiler, incomplete as it's overthrown. Good defense by the Bearcats, just going to bring up 4th and 10.
Yeah, I don't know if he had trouble seeing the ball or what, but it looked like he jumped way too early. He was in the air before the ball ever got to him, and he was on the ground as the ball sailed over his head. 4th and 10. Brendan Weiler, the quarterback, is also the punter. He's dropped back to receive the ball.
Step out, nice punt. He gets a lot of height. It turns over for him. Touched by Miller. Tyler unable to corral it up. Finally falls on it right in front of number 10, Derek Brown, racing downfield for the Dragons. The Bearcats are going to take over on their 11-yard line as we see number 10 now, Derek Brown, after that sprint downfield, he too might have a little bit of a pull or a cramp.
I'm not sure if it's cramp or if he tweaked a knee. It almost looked like a knee the way his feet slipped out from under him.
Okay, so we got another official timeout. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching live Dexter Bearcat football on YHC TV.
At Allen Christian in Dexter, you'll like the way we do business for many reasons.
We make the buying experience simple with a large selection of Buicks and GMCs to choose from.
We offer quality pre-owned vehicles priced to fit any budget. No gimmicks, guaranteed.
Shop us any day, anytime, here in Dexter or online at allenchristian.com.
We service what we sell with one of the most experienced service departments in the Heartland area. Selection, price, experience, family owned for over 53 years. Allen Christian Buick GMC, Dexter.
The Sports Roundtable represents one of our great traditions here in Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, and that's high school athletics. And nobody promotes it better than us here at YHC. What's new with the Roundtable this year? We're looking to add representatives from our local colleges, Southeast Missouri State, Arkansas State, and Three Rivers, to give us the inside scoop on local college athletics in our area. The roundtable was designed to give local viewers in-depth analysis about teams and sports in our area, and we're geared up to go once again every Saturday morning live at 10 a.m.
Just got a text from our city manager, Mark Stidham. He's enjoying the football game tonight. You know, we were bragging on Dexter a little earlier, and he's certainly happy about that, but he certainly makes it easy to brag on Dexter. In a town our size, we couldn't do much better than Mark Stidham running the show for us every day.
Well, Ed, we've got great parks and recreations. We've got several fine family parks here. We have a nice pool. We have an assortment of activities through Parks and Recreation for children of all ages, starting very young, which contributes to the athletic programs that Dexter has here. Our streets, you can't say enough about the quality of the streets and the maintenance. You see the guys all over town working hard to maintain the infrastructure of the city. That's quite an undertaking, and they do an excellent job.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The city is very supportive of the Chamber of Commerce. Janet Coleman does a great job being the front lady for our great city and promoting the commerce of Dexter. And there we go, straight up the middle. Alex Cliff breaking a couple of tackles.
It's a good 10-yard run there.
So it looks like he's going to gather up a first down. I stand corrected. He's going to come up about a foot short, so a 9 2/3 yard carry.
Well, he used the left foot for a spot instead of the right.
Absolutely.
If he'd used the right, it'd have been a first down.
Kind of caught the front defensive line there of the Dragons off guard with that inside handoff to the up back.
Once again, good play execution.
There's Nick Summers running hard. He breaks free, cuts back up, breaks an arm tackle. He's out for about a 8-yard, 9-yard gain to the 33, 34-yard line. First down, Bearcats. Now with 3.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Bearcats still on top. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Bearcats on top, 21-6, and looks like these couple of official timeouts due to some nagging little injuries here caused by heat is barely starting to benefit the Bearcats.
Well, it looks like the Bearcats, as far as physical condition, are a little better conditioned than the Dragons.
Going deep. Got a step just out of the outstretched hands of Cody Neldon. Cody would have been 6'4" instead of 5'10". He may have had that catch.
Once again, the ball was very well thrown on the money. Cody just couldn't get there.
So bring up 2nd and 10 from the Bearcat 32. Just over 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
And once again, the Dexter is pretty much on the clock here in this third period.
Yeah, I haven't looked at time of possession, but they controlled it in the first half, and they're picking it up right here in the third quarter. There's a good run by Nick Summers, darting. He breaks free of 3 or 4 tackles, and then carries number 78, Kyle Figg, down. But first down and a gain of about 12, maybe 13 for Nick Summers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 broken tackles, and then Figg wrestles him down. Good hard run, Nick Summers. Great off-season conditioning, extremely powerful legs, and very evident there on that run.
In the first half, the St. Genevieve Dragons had the ball 9 minutes and 10 seconds, and the Dexter Bearcats had the ball 14 minutes, 50 seconds.
Well, that's one way to beat a team is keep their offense off the field.
Absolutely, especially a powerful offense like the Dragons.
Fumble. Cody polices it up, but he's brought down almost immediately. Going to have a loss of almost 5, maybe 4. Good hustle and pursuit there by the front line of St. Genevieve Dragons. Looks like they're going to spot it at a loss of 3. So bring up 2nd and 13. Ball on the Bearcat 42-yard line.
Once again, Cody executed properly. When you fumble the ball, you're not supposed to pick it up and try to run it. You're just supposed to fall on the ball, and he did just that.
Bearcats doing a great job of winding that clock down too, as Cody not rushing anything but bringing the clock down to 2 or 3 seconds. That time he hikes the ball, has the ball hiked with 1 second to go on the play clock. And Alex Cliff barrels over number 29, Josh Seeker, brought down for a gain of about 3. Back to the original line of scrimmage, so 3rd down and 10. Josh Overall bringing the play in for the Bearcats, as Cody Stevens also on the sideline getting instruction from Coach Pixley. This would be a huge first down if the Bearcats could get it, because then it would almost guarantee they would carry the ball into the 4th quarter. So the Dragons thinking just the opposite. It would be a huge stop in order to get that ball back before the end of the quarter. Cody breaks tackles, and there he breaks out with a speed. Runs over to the defense back, gain of 15 yards. First down, excellent execution, excellent run. Great field of vision there by Cody Stevens. First down, Bearcats.
Once again, he's seen the line collapsing and the defenders in the backfield. Didn't hesitate, tucked the ball, went back against the grain, crossed the field, and gained, 20-plus yards?
I think it might have been right at 15, but 20 sounds good also. But again, yeah, a good quarterback, a strong quarterback with good speed as the pocket was collapsing. Not afraid, like you said, tuck that ball, step up into the defense, and then run right through that line. And he saw the entire Dragon defense converging on the near side of the field, so he just took it to the top end, and they had to turn around and go back and get him. Nick Summers, good hard run. Nick, doesn't matter where he gets the ball or when, but he's running downhill as soon as he gets it. Short gain of about 2. That's probably going to bring up the end of the 3rd quarter, as we have 19 seconds left on the clock, 25 seconds on the play clock.
Yeah, I don't think they'll try to get another play off. I think Coach will go ahead and let the clock expire, get the boys over, energize them, get them fired up, and move into the 4th quarter with momentum.
So 3, 2, 1. And that ends the 3rd quarter with your Dexter Bearcats still on top, 21-6. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching live high school football on YHC TV.
At First National Bank, it is about believing in our community, planning for the future, and understanding the needs and aspirations of our customers. We bring you the best in full-service banking, backed by a friendly staff and a strong sense of community pride. We encourage you to experience the First National Bank difference. First National Bank, believing in community, planning for the future.
In addition to unlimited calling, New Wave telephone users have a wide range of great phone features available. And now with the help of New Wave Internet, they're even easier to use thanks to our convenient online phone manager. Just log on to your MyWave portal. Now phone features like call forwarding can be set up instantly from any computer. Reliably activate or deactivate your call forwarding, and even set your home phone to ring once when a call is forwarded. Home telephone service made even better with New Wave Communications. Call today.
And we're back. Jeff, I saw our good friend Brett Dorton bring you the 3rd quarter stats, so why don't you share what you can with us?
Well, let me just recap the scoring so far. In the 1st quarter, with 10:03 to St. Gen, Jacob Billings run up the middle for a 26-yard touchdown. Extra point kick was no good. 2nd quarter, 11:21 to go. Cody Stevens had a 5-yard run. The extra point was good. Also in the 2nd quarter with 27 seconds, Josh Overall run up the middle for a 1-yard touchdown. The extra point was good. And in the 3rd quarter with 5:52, Josh Overall runs left, 80-yard touchdown. The extra point was good, and that's where we stand with the Dexter Bearcats up 21-6.
That's exactly what Coach Pixley was hoping to do, is to control that clock, keep that football, and keep that powerful and very potent St. Genevieve Dragon offense off the field. Inside handoff, counter run there by Alex Cliff for a gain of about 6, maybe 7.
To give you an update of stats through the 3rd quarter, Nick Summers carries 13 times, 82 yards. Josh Overall 10 carries for 117 yards. Cody Stevens 9 carries for 38 yards. Alex Cliff, 4 carries for 15 yards. Total rushing offense, 252 yards.
Outstanding. How many yards does Cody have across through the air?
Through the air, passing 6 of 14 for 89 yards.
Excellent, excellent. It's Cody, we see him rolling out. He's got Jake Lee there. He goes down deep to Tyler, just a little behind Tyler Miller, unable to bring it in. Pass incomplete. Bring up 4th down and 4 for the Bearcats. It's good to see the Bearcats mixing it up a little bit, but what you hate is when they don't complete the pass and the clock stops. Hey, we got another email here from Taylor Joyner, brother of linebacker Ryan Joyner, watching from Waterloo, Illinois. Thanks for the coverage. Well, Taylor, we're glad you're enjoying the game. Thanks for letting us know. We got a great one going. Iowa, what'd I say?
You said Illinois.
Illinois, excuse me.
Illinois, Iowa.
Yep.
Pretty close.
Oh, and here we go. We got the Bearcats are looking good, and the announcers are sounding good as well. Go team. Mom, thanks very much for the email. Appreciate you watching. And there's a good, powerful run by Nick Summers straight up the middle, knocking down tacklers for a first down. As the ball is spotted just across the 30-yard line, or right on the 30-yard line, but he only had to get about 2 yards or 2 feet short of it. So first down, Dexter Bearcats keeping that clock going, and watch that line of game crew walk on down the field.
Absolutely, and the Dexter Bearcats have really been in control this second half, just like they took control at the end of the first half, and that's really what they're going to have to do. Continue to manage clock, be patient, mix the run and the pass, and they're doing a great job of that.
Fake the handoff this time. Cody keeps it himself. He breaks through. He stood up. Nice tackle by number 43, Clayton Gilo, for the Dragons. Hey, Jeff, our good friend Glenn Johnson playing football at S for Southern Baptist University in Bolivar. Thanks, YCT, for allowing me to feel like I'm at home. I'm watching from Bolivar, Missouri, getting ready to enjoy my senior year at SBU, but it feels like yesterday I was playing for Dexter. Go Bearcats. Glenn, you know you're one of our favorites. Thanks for watching, and we're glad to hear from you. Also, Stan Joyner. He's watching the game on the internet from Springdale, Arkansas. Thanks, Stan, for watching. Thanks for letting us know you enjoy the game. Also related there to Ryan Joyner, rooting hard for number 10. Inside handoff there, well defended by the Dragons. As Josh Overall, no gain on the run. So bringing up 3rd and 8 from the 28 of the Dexter Bearcats, or excuse me, the St. Genevieve Dragons.
And the clock continues to run. The clock becoming a factor at this point. Only 9 minutes, 31 seconds left in the game.
Absolutely.
Bearcats are in control.
Inside handoff there again, Alex Cliff. Going to be short of the first down. Bring up 4th and about 4. Decision to make. Not sure on Alex Cliff's distance if he would be suited for a field goal attempt here or not. Don't see him coming in. So see what Coach Pixley and Coach Becker have in mind for a 4th and 4 late in the ball game. Oh, across the middle in the hands of Alex Cliff as he turns to bring the ball down and turn upfield. The ball slings out of his hands, but great execution. Would have been a first down play. And Alex Cliff's a little upset with himself.
Yeah, Cody Stevens floated that ball over the defender right into his hands, and he just took his eyes off and was running before the ball ever made it to him.
And watching that play develop, you know, Tyler Miller took the defense deep, and I think it was Nick Summers across the short, and they just forgot all about the middle. Alex Cliff coming across it, and he just opened up, 6 or 7 steps into that route. It was wide open, 3 or 4 yards either side of him.
We've got another Dragon down on the sideline here.
So with 8:26 to go, Dragons are going to get the ball back here, trailing by 15, 21-6. We're going to take a quick break during this official timeout. You're watching live Dexter Bearcat football on YHC TV.
Here at Lincoln Lacey Chevrolet in Malden, we've got a great selection of new Chevy and GMC trucks. Some discounted up to $9,500.
Sorry, Kurt, this one's sold.
How about this GMC short bed 4-wheel drive, loaded up with chrome accessories for only $24,900.
Sorry, Kurt, this one's sold.
So hurry on over to Lincoln Lacey in Malden before they're all sold.
Come on out to Lincoln Lacey in Malden.
In addition to unlimited calling, New Wave telephone users have a wide range of great phone features available. And now with the help of New Wave Internet, they're even easier to use thanks to our convenient online phone manager. Just log on to your MyWave portal. Now phone features like call forwarding can be set up instantly from any computer. Reliably activate or deactivate your call forwarding. And even set your home phone to ring once when a call is forwarded. Home telephone service made even better with New Wave Communications. Call today.
And we're back as you get a look at the Dexter cheerleaders there across the field. Dragons back out on the field now, 1st and 10 from their own 25. They've got 8.5 or just under 8.5 minutes to go in the ball game. They needed 2 touchdowns and at least 1 extra point to tie, if not take the lead of this game. Weiler looking at the sideline, getting the call. It's fun to watch. They got a couple of coaches over there bringing in the hand signals. Didn't see him receive which one he's supposed to interpret, share that with his teammates. Quick pass into the flat. Throw loss, instantly hit. Great defense there by Kenton Sanders, number 1. Play's going to be complete for about a 4-yard loss. Good read there by Kenton Sanders.
Yeah, Kenton Sanders watched that play develop, and as soon as the receiver caught the ball, he was all over him.
I tell you, Kenton, he's an exciting player to watch, and he's very excited to be out there. His sophomore year and his junior year, he was nagged with just kind of some constant nagging injuries and really very, very limited playing time. So his senior year, he's excited to be out there and contributing. And there is a huge monster hit by Alex Cliff, just short of the first down line, it appears. But a good execution by the Dragons, pass across the middle, but Alex Cliff just meets him, puts his helmet on the numbers, stands him up, and bends him right over.
Yes, he did, and without that hit, they'd have a first down right now.
Absolutely.
Well, maybe they do have a first down anyway.
But still a big, big hit, probably the biggest hit we've seen all night.
Yes, it was.
He still may have been thinking a little bit about that pass he dropped. Had some aggression to take out. And we got movement.
On the quarterback.
Maybe number 59 here on the end also, but that's going to back the Dragons up. As they reset. Be 1st and 15 from their 29-yard line. Just over 7.5 minutes to go in the ball game now. Quarterback keep, stunt there, but he's going to be met short of the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to bring up 2nd and about 12. Good job there by front line of the Bearcats. We see Alex Cliff kind of hobbling over a little bit, and we'll see number 52, Dylan Aaron, go in. Dylan, a 5'10 junior, stepping into the middle linebacker spot for Alex Cliff as he's being looked at by Dr. Gibbon. Nice pass, good yards after the catch. Number 23, Weiler quarterback Weiler to Brendan Dallas for the reception and the first down. after a gain of about 16.
It really looks like the Dexter Bearcats are in a prevent or a zone defense there, trying to keep the man from getting behind them, but they're going to have to tighten up a little bit. They can't afford to allow St. John to score here.
Absolutely.
He's
There
got
it
all
goes.
day to throw.
It's going to be incomplete as he threw it short. He put it down low where only his receiver could get it, but a little outside of the reach, and so incomplete, bringing up second down and 10 from the Dragon 45 or 49-yard line.
You know, we talked about hometown and how this was a great family community. Dr. Gibbon, born and raised in Dexter. His father practiced medicine for 40 years here. He has a family practice here as well, and he volunteers his time to help with Dexter Bearcat football.
Absolutely. Weiler back, looking across. He's got 13 open. He's met and hit instantly by Josh Overall. Wraps him up and then assist on the tackle to number 20, Dalton Putnam. For a little or no gain, bring up third and about 8, maybe 7.
Yeah,
with
they gave him
6:20 now to go
progress.
in the ball game. Okay, it looks like they're going to give him a gain of about 4, so we'll bring up third and 6, or excuse me, third and 4. Quick pitch out to the outside, and Weiler there, or excuse me, Luke Palmer hits him in the hands. He turns to run, and he forgets to bring the ball with him, so that's going to bring up 4th and 4. You see that a lot in the high school ranks. You know, they're so excited about making that catch, and they want to try so hard to get a few extra yards, and they just don't have that ball tucked in like they thought they did. So here we go, under 6 minutes to go in the ball game now. Key play for the Dragons. They need to maintain possession of the ball. Bearcats needing a big stop here and turn the ball over on downs. Look back the other way across the middle. Knocked down by Dalton Putnam in front of number 13, Luke Palmer, the intended receiver. So big time play there by the little guy. Dalton Putnam knocking that ball down to turn the ball over on downs and giving his offense an opportunity to run this clock out.
Absolutely. Just tight coverage there, no zone, man-to-man. He's right on his man, step for step. Ball was thrown on the money, but Dalton Putnam was right there with a big hand. Big play.
And so with 5:52 to go in the ball game, Dexter Bearcats on top by 15. They'll take possession of the ball at their 46 yard.
Once again, the clock a big factor here, and Dexter's done a great job of clock management. They just need to continue with what they've done. Be patient, use the clock, let the clock tick down, run the play, and finish this thing out.
And there's Josh Overall with the run, scooting back and forth, drags it out for a nice gain of about 17 and a first down at the Dragon 36-yard line.
Yeah, instead of trying to tackle him, they were trying to strip the football, and he just kept his legs going. If they would have tried to tackle instead of trying to strip the football, they probably could have had him 10 yards back.
Absolutely, but they realize that the clock is against them now, and they're going to have to start taking some chances trying to get a turnover. See Jerry Jarrell with the Daily Statesman, and Andrew Cato with Show Me Times on the sideline getting some great picks for their respective media. Brian Rosner from over at Poplar Bluff also on the sideline getting some great sports picks. That's right, as Tyler just reminded me, we announced at noon today, Brian will be on the round table tomorrow, 10 a.m. live on YHC. Good defense there by the Dragons. Number 29 getting up in there, Josh Seeker, disrupting that. Holding Nick Summers to a 2-yard gain, bringing up 2nd and 8, but that clock continuing to tick. So we're getting down now to the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, really, the Bearcats don't have to score anymore in this football game. They just have to protect the football and use the clock.
But one score would really seal the deal.
You're exactly right.
using that clock very wisely as we now tick down below 4:45. Quarterback keep. Cody swings it out, turns it back up to keep the ball in play. Not going to be run out of bounds, and he's going to be he's got a first down as he dives over the 25-yard line. So first down, Dexter Bearcats with 4:30 to go here in the ball game. Bearcats maintain possession. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Dragon 24-yard line.
So far, Ed, the Dexter Bearcats have played a good, complete football game. They played hard all 4 quarters, and they haven't let up a bit.
I don't want to say too much and jinx them. Somebody will see the replay, and they'll come in and get me. But congratulations, Bearcats, for playing a great game so far. Keep it up. Another 4 minutes. We'll count it a win to start this season. Nick Summers, good hard run as he's brought down right about the first down line. If he gets across that 15-yard line, it'll be a first down. If he's on it or shy, which they're spotting the ball just shy of the 15. So it's going to bring up 2nd and inches for a first down. Now down to 3:45 to go in the ball game.
We've talked several times about physical conditioning. And the 4th quarter is where physical conditioning really pays off. And it looks like the Dexter Bearcats are still a little fresh in the legs, but it sure looks like the St. Gen Drags are dragging.
And that's where it shows Coach Pixley's blessed to have 2 great running backs in Nick Summers and Josh Overall, swapping out downs instead of running all those plays, keeping those legs fresh. Now we got a timeout, Dexter Bearcats. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching live Bearcat football on YHC TV.
We know you have many choices in automobile dealerships, but at Glenn Sain, our customers are special. We want you to understand that we're always working very hard to please our customers. We have a great selection to choose from, and with the 0% and the rebates and our prices at Glenn Sain, it's a great time to buy. I'm Danny Ford, owner of Glenn Sain. We want you to come see us, and God bless our troops.
And we're back, as you see Coach Pixley there, as he's released his Bearcats offense back out onto the field. As they're approaching the ball and lining up. 3:22 to go here in the ball game, Jeff. Bearcats on top by 15, 21-6. 2nd down and 1, actually less, from the 15-yard line. First down here. Really put a hurt on the Dragons.
Yes, it could.
Josh Overall straight up the middle, and he's going to score a touchdown. 3:17 to go. Bearcats now on top, 27-6. So a 21-point lead as we see Alex Cliff taking the field, looking to change into his kicking shoe to see if he can make this a 28-6 ball game.
Yeah, Josh Overall has over 150 yards rushing on the ground in this football game.
And there he really wasn't really challenged. He was able to just kind of keep scat back and forth, scoot his way right on into the end zone. Good hard run by Josh.
Well, once again, Brian Becker, the offensive coach, has really done a good job of mixing the run, going to Nick, going back to Josh, back and forth, and that's kept them off guard.
Also, there's the kick. It's up, and it's good. So 28-6 with 3:17 to go. These Bearcats, we're going to keep it right here. We got another email from Gary Summers. Thanks for the coverage, guys. Glad to be able to watch Nick from Springfield, Missouri. Go Bearcats. And Gary Summers had a very successful high school career here, wearing number 10, which we've seen on the field and called out here a little bit as well. So, Gary, we're glad you're watching. You're enjoying the ball game and being able to watch your younger brother Nick run and have just a great evening tonight.
Well, you were talking about jinxing the Bearcats. We don't want to speak out of turn, but it's going to be real hard with a 28-6 lead for the Dragons to keep their head in this football game.
You know, we don't allow a run back on the kickoff, step one, and then that basically then is, you know, keep everything in front of you and let that clock run. No penalties. Don't do anything silly. And let's count this up as a victory to start this season in 2011.
You're exactly right. We've got to go into zone coverage now and not give up the big play. There's just not enough time, barring big plays, left in this football game.
And here's Bradwick with the kick. It's fielded at the 10, the 11. Turns it back up middle. Nice little burst of speed, but brought down by two Bearcats, number 40 and number 8. So number 40 being Stevie Payne, and number 9, DJ Dowdy for the Bearcats. So great coverage by the kickoff team. 3:12 to go now. So as Coach Pixley said in the pregame interview, you know, preventing the big play is the key to winning this ball game, and the Bearcats have succeeded tonight.
Bearcats have done an exceptional job of avoiding the big play.
So you see that defense, that Bearcat defense talking to each other, saying, don't give up the big one. Wilder looking back. He's going to run out. He's forced back up the middle, and he's going to be brought down from behind by Alex Lee. Great hustle by Alex Lee as he just kept pursuit, maintained his lane, and then just closed in on the quarterback and brought him down for about a half yard, maybe a full yard loss.
Yeah, Jacob Lee is real tough. He maintains his position, but he can accelerate when he has to, and he did a great job of accelerating there.
Looks like we may have a sprain, or not a sprain, but a cramp, pulled hamstring possibly here. It's, again, a hot night. While we say it was perfect football weather, it's very hot for those young men in pads. A little bit of dehydration maybe setting in, causing a lot of that cramping.
I tell you, Ed, I don't know if you remember back from your high school days, but those cramps, they really are painful.
Absolutely, absolutely. Both coaches getting an opportunity to kind of talk with their team. St. Jan over there laying down the rallying cry for these last 3 minutes. Probably has some very distinct things and specific things he'd like to see his team execute here in the final minutes of this ball game. Win or lose, he's looking to still see that they're going to play for 4 full quarters and still be able to execute, because later on in the season they could be in a similar situation but only down by 1 score or less, and that execution is going to be the difference between a win or a loss in that game.
Yeah, there's a lot learned in the first football game of any season, and like you said, Ed, there's a lot of football left in the season, and this is a teaching moment.
There we go, the inside handoff counter there, met by 3 Dexter Bearcats, number 42, 44, Jonathan Page and Alex Cliff, and then also I think it was at number 26, I'm not sure, but Brad Wick in on that tackle.
And those St. John Dragons are whipped not only physically, but I believe they're mentally dragging right now as well.
So 3rd and 11. 3rd and 10 from the 30. Wilder looking across, cut back, incomplete. Ball just a little behind his receiver. Wilder again, intended receiver was Jacob Billings. Those two had a little difficult time this second half connecting up. So with the incomplete pass, the clock did stop. So 2:15. So they've run 3 plays in less than 30 seconds. 4th and 10.
They do have the punting team on. Be interesting to see if they actually punt the football.
Absolutely. With you know, they do punt to kind of give it the position where, well, it's the smart thing to do because they'd be deep in their half of the field. But Coach Pixley, a very good sport. You know, he's not going to look for a run back there. Tyler Miller with the fair catch. And let's look to see Coach Pixley try to get a couple of plays off, get some positive yardage, run that clock down below a minute, and then we'll see Cody Stevens taking a knee.
I'd be real surprised to see them do anything but run the football here, Ed.
Yeah. Pixley giving his instructions to his quarterback. And we got a timeout in Dexter. So we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Dexter Bearcat football live on YHC TV.
The Sports Roundtable represents one of our great traditions here in Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, and that's high school athletics. And nobody promotes it better than us here at YHC. What's new with the Roundtable this year, we're looking to add representatives from our local colleges, Southeast Missouri State, Arkansas State, and Three Rivers, to give us the inside scoop on local college athletics in our area. The Roundtable was designed to give local viewers in-depth analysis about teams and sports in our area, and we're geared up to go once again every Saturday morning live at 10 a.m.
Okay, we're back. Here we'll have 1st and 10 from the Bearcat 37-yard line. 2 minutes and 9 seconds to go here in this home opener and this season opener of the Dexter Bearcats against the St. Genevieve Dragons. Dexter on top, 28-6. An inside handoff straight up the gut there. Alex Cliff brought down after about a 4 or 5 yard gain. Under 2 minutes to go now as that clock keeps ticking. So we're going to have 2nd and looks like 5 from the Bearcat 44. Josh Overall bringing the play in.
Ed, one of the St. Gen Dragons that was hurt earlier, it looks like they're loading him in an ambulance to take him off to get him checked out. So it must have been a little bit more than cramps.
Must have. So let's wish him well. And hopefully this is just all precautionary measures and he'll be back home this evening.
Minute 25 left in the game. Dexter Bearcats clearly in control.
And that time Cody Stevens had that ball snapped with 0 on the play clock. So grounding out there, a gain of about 3 to bring up 3rd and 2. So we click down to minute 7. So they'll set the play. And we're now under a minute. 3rd down and 2. Play clock still not set. So there we go. We've got about a difference of about 28 seconds. So I believe we run one more play. Run it down, and then the Bearcats might be able to just watch the clock tick out after that. Cody Stevens watched the ball. Looks like he's going to take a knee, but then he faked it so that he'd get a few extra seconds on the clock, run down. We're down to 27-6, 5. Okay, so now the clock is less than the play clock, so the
that should do it.
It will. They will not have to snap the ball again. So win number 1 and game number 1 on this season. Very well played game by our Dexter Bearcats against a very formidable opponent, the St. Genevieve Dragons. So congratulations, Bearcats, on getting your season opener, your home opener, a big win. Great execution. And there's the sound. Congratulations, Bearcats. 28-6, home winner, season winner. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with some final stats.
Hello, I'm Dr. Terry Swinger, and I'm so pleased that YHC TV will be carrying so many sporting events this year, both boys and girls. These events help with leadership, personality development, and I would like to wish all of our students and all of our schools a safe and successful year.
First Midwest Bank Gold Club offers special privileges for our friends who are age 50 or better and have combined deposits of $5,000. Members enjoy trips, cruises, seminars, and picnics along with free personalized bank services. Upcoming trips include Journey Through the Holy Land, Yellowstone in winter, Classic Ireland, and Hawaiian Paradise Cruise. Stop by any First Midwest Bank location to sign up for the Gold Club. It's absolutely free. First Midwest Bank, providing common sense financial solutions every day.
Looks like the doctor has ordered some medical equipment for you to use at home. I've arranged for We Don't Care Equipment Company.
You know, as a patient, you have rights. Most importantly, your right to choose who provides your medical equipment needs. So when you find yourself in this situation, you should be offered a list of providers to choose from. Then you'll receive a higher grade of home care when you choose A+ medical equipment. If you'd like to know more about patient rights, call us toll-free or visit us on the web at aplusmedequip.com.
At Allen Christian and Dexter, you'll like the way we do business for many reasons.
We make the buying experience simple with a large selection of Buicks and GMCs to choose from.
We offer quality pre-owned vehicles priced to fit any budget. No gimmicks, guaranteed.
Shop us any day, anytime, here in Dexter or online at allenchristian.com.
We service what we sell with one of the most experienced service departments in the Heartland area. Selection, price, experience, family owned for over 53 years. Allen Christian Buick GMC, Dexter.
At First National Bank, it is about believing in our community, planning for the future, and understanding the needs and aspirations of our customers. We bring you the best in full-service banking, backed by a friendly staff and a strong sense of community pride. We encourage you to experience the First National Bank difference. First National Bank, believing in community, planning for the future.
Here at Lincoln Lacey Chevrolet in Malden, we've got a great selection of new Chevy and GMC trucks. Some discounted up to $9,500.
Sorry, Kurt, this one's sold.
How about this GMC short bed four-wheel drive, loaded up with chrome accessories for only $24,900.
Sorry, Kurt, this one's sold.
So hurry on over to Lincoln Lacey in Malden before they're all sold.
Come on out to Lincoln Lacey in Malden.
In addition to unlimited calling, New Wave telephone users have a wide range of great phone features available. And now with the help of New Wave Internet, they're even easier to use thanks to our convenient online phone manager. Just log on to your MyWave portal. Now phone features like call forwarding can be set up instantly from any computer. Reliably activate or deactivate your call forwarding. And even set your home phone to ring once when a call is forwarded. Home telephone service made even better with New Wave Communications. Call today.
We know you have many choices in automobile dealerships, but at Glenn Sain, our customers are special. We want you to understand that we're always working very hard to please our customers. We have a great selection to choose from, and with the 0% and the rebates and our prices at Glenn Sain, it's a great time to buy. I'm Danny Ford, owner of Glenn Sain. We want you to come see us, and God bless our troops.
And welcome back again. Dexter Bearcats victorious in game number 1 this season. 28-6 win over, again, a very formidable opponent, the St. Genevieve Dragons. We want to say thanks to Brett Dorton for supplying us stats throughout the game. And, Jeff, what all do you have there in front of you?
Well, let me first recap the scoring by quarter. In the first quarter, the St. Gen Dragons got on the scoreboard first. Jacob Billings run up the middle, 26-yard touchdown. The point after was no good. The Dexter Bearcats got on the board the first time in the second quarter with 11:21 to go. Cody Stephen runs up the middle for 5 yards. The point after attempt was good. The Cats wasn't finished there in the second quarter with 27 seconds left. Josh Overall runs up the middle for a 1-yard touchdown. The point after was good. In the third quarter with 5:52, Josh Overall runs left around the corner for an 80-yard touchdown. The point after attempt was good. In the fourth quarter, to round out the scoring with 3:17 to go, Josh Overall runs up the middle for a 15-yard touchdown. The point after attempt was good. And that's the way it finished. The Dexter Bearcats 28, the St. Gen Dragons 6.
And just looking at some of the big stats here, Dexter Bearcats, first downs 21 to the St. Genevieve 11. 16 of those first downs were by rushing, 4 by passing, and 1 by penalty. for the Bearcats. Rushing attempts, 49 attempts for the Bearcats, 18 for the St. Genevieve Dragons. Again, as we talked earlier, clock management and play control. That offense just controlling the field and the clock throughout the game. Total yards gained, 349 yards for the Dexter Bearcats, 88 for the Dragons. Lost rushing, 20 for the Bearcats, 7. So a net gain, 329 yards on the ground for the Bearcats, vice 81 on the ground for the Dragons. St. Genevieve running that spread and with an awesome quarterback in Weiler, highly touted, but tonight he had 25 attempts, 14 completions for 67 yards. Against Cody Stevens, 6 completed against 16 attempts for 89 yards. So Cody with a great game tonight and getting off to an awesome season. And then Bearcats, 22 more offensive plays, 65-43 than the Dragons, and out gaining the Dragons 418 yards to 148. So just a very solid offensive performance from our Bearcats this evening against a very highly touted offense coming into this game, and that spread offense having so many different options, but the defense tonight just shutting those options down.
Yeah, Ed, as we talked last week in the Jamboree, if we had any hesitations, it wouldn't be with our offense, it'd be with our defense because they hadn't really been tested. But
Right.
that defense really, really stood up to the St. Gen Dragons and really proved that they had what it took.
Absolutely. And then defensively, our Bearcats, led by Jacob Lee, 6 tackles, 3 for a loss of 6 yards and 1 sack. We talked going into the game who's going to step up and be that defensive leader for Aaron Mace's graduation, and I think Jacob Lee made a strong case tonight that he might be that defensive leader throughout this season. Other defensive leaders, Tyler Miller had 5 tackles and an assist for 6 total. Kenton Sanders, 3 tackles, 2 assists for 5 total, and Alex Cliff, 2 tackles, 3 assists for 5 total. Also, Kenton Sanders had 1 tackle for a loss of 4 yards, and as we mentioned in the first half, Garrett Ray and Jacob Lee had passes batted down. So good, solid defensive performance across the board. We got just about everybody that started with a tackle and or an assist. So that's what Coach Pixley's going to like, that everybody's getting after that ball on the defensive side of the field and coming up with plays.
Ed, the defense was big, but this was a total team effort from start to finish.
Yes.
The defense was a little slow getting started, but boy, once they found their groove, they stayed in it. Everyone, as we talked all night, stayed home, monitored their area of assignment, and really played great defense. Let me give some quick individual statistics on offense. Nick Summers carried the ball 16 times for 97 yards, 6.1 average. Josh Overall carried the ball 13 times for 150 yards. Cody Stevens, 12 carries, 52 yards. Alex Cliff carried the ball 8 times for 30 yards. As you mentioned, the Bearcats run the ball 49 times for a net of 329 yards, or 6.7 per average on the carry. Cody Stevens passing, 6 of 16 for 89 yards, and he had 1 40-yard pass. Tyler Miller had 4 catches for 44 yards. Chase Young had 1 for 40. Alex Cliff had 1 for 5. Total passing yards, 89 yards. Tyler Miller punted twice for an average of 37 yards. And as far as the kicking game, it was perfect. 4 point-after attempts. And the Dexter Bearcats really was the whole package here tonight. As far as St. Genevieve, Brendan Weiler, the senior, as you mentioned earlier, this is his 3rd year starting. Fantastic quarterback, runs a powerful offense. He ran the football 10 times for 30 yards. Jacob Billings ran it 4 times for 43 yards. Travis Gridner, 3 carries for 7 yards. Brendan Dallas, 1 carry for 1 yard. Through the air, Brendan Weiler threw the ball 25 times, 14 completions for only 67 yards. The Dexter Bearcat defense did a fantastic job, but as we mentioned, this was a total package football game tonight.
Absolutely. Next week, Bearcats are going to be on the road up at Park Hills. Again, we saw them last year in the regular season as well as in the playoffs. So I think we got the best of them both times around, and so they're going to be coming looking forward to us coming back up to their territory, and they're going to be looking for the Bearcats, especially after a big win by the Bearcats over a district opponent, Fort Park Hills in St. Genevieve. And then 2 weeks from tonight, we're back here live against Sykeston Bulldogs. Looking forward to that game as well. So, but congratulations, Dexter Bearcats. Congratulations, Coach Aaron Pixley, for a great night, great preparation, and it was well evident throughout the entire game. Jeff, glad to have you up here with me tonight, and looking forward to a great season and a lot of fun. Tyler, thanks for letting us come on board. Rick, great job with the camera this evening. So that's all we got tonight. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. And again, thanks for watching live Dexter Bearcat football here on YHC TV.